What's up, y'all? Appreciate you being here. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We're going to get you right into practice, Group A practice, coming at you here in just a second from Bristol. We'll get you going. I hope everybody's doing well today on this early Friday afternoon. We appreciate you being here. Man, I miss being at Bristol this weekend. Here we go, y'all.
Playoff standings. As we say good afternoon to Kim Kuhn. Kim?
Good afternoon, Lee. And this is by design the reason we're not seeing the Joe Gibbs Racing camp on track yet. All the crew chiefs told me on that team that they wanted to wait and then get on the track after some rubber was hopefully laid down, make as many laps as possible. And they said they kind of have to prepare for two different races. Whether we'll see a race like the spring where the tires are wearing egregiously and one where maybe it was like the fall and they won't wear as much. So, Steve, for you as a crew chief, with all the uncertainty of this,
I'm not sure. We'll have to find out together.
For these crew chiefs throughout the week.
So, I don't know if it's more work during the week than it is more sleepless nights, Kim, towards the end of the weekend, because what are you preparing for?
What up, Tony? Good to see you.
It's a challenge, but the challenge is what you see right here on board, right? You see the high banks. You see
that
the
like button for us, y'all.
Bristol. It's very hard.
See if we can get a bunch of folks in here.
To be good around here at both ends of the racetrack, to be good at the bottom, to be good at the top. And now some of this question mark about the tires and how long they'll hold on the car and whether I'm setting up the car for tire life or whether that's up to the driver. There's just a lot of unanswered questions.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to me. The 17 car, Chris Buescher, he's jumped to the top of the racetrack, 14 laps on his tires. About the 11th lap, he jumped to the top. And you wonder, Steve, is this just an understanding? Like, if I go to the top, what does my tire wear look like? Because his pace has fallen off. The 21 got by him, has driven completely by him. The 77, though, he has not been able to get by him. So what is he learning by being up there? Is this a calculated play? It's not just about how fast I can go, but what does the tire
Blaney
wear
out
look
front
like?
here. Byron, Larson, Wallace, Briscoe. Group A practice.
An
Good
incredible
to see everybody.
One. It came a little
What's up,
late
Coyle?
as
What's
far as
going
getting
on?
this man here, Chris Buescher, into the playoffs, but nonetheless, it was a win and a phenomenal win. There's the moment where Shane Van Gisbergen made that error where he just tapped the Armco barrier enough to put himself off balance, opened up an opportunity for Buescher, and Chris was ready to pounce. Epic win. Was talking to his crew chief, Scott Graves, earlier today. He said the team did celebrate midweek with a nice team get-together and a magical moment. And to have both of the team cars. Jeff, this was an organization you used to race with. You know how important it is when you get maybe multiple victories for one car.
6:30, we're going to go live at 6
cars,
o'clock
three cars
for
winning.
this
It's a
Xfinity
huge
race.
accomplishment in a single season.
Well, for sure. And we've seen RFK building to this, right? You started seeing signs when Brad first went there. You started seeing a little bit of signs of improvement, but it took a little while. Buescher winning a lot of races last year. Brad winning this year. Both cars winning. And that's a great sign because that means you're starting to do it consistently. And they're building a program for sustainability. They can be good this year, but also 5 years from now, I think you're going to see this team be a threat into the future. They have a great foundation. Jack Roush built a great foundation. A winner knows how to do it, and then changes. Brad coming in, helping make it. It's just, it has a very bright future.
Is the 24 of William Byron. Second at the moment. He's turned 23 laps. So good work, nice and early. And making the most of this 45-minute session.
Keep on hitting that like for us. Appreciate it, man. Oh, appreciate it, Billy. Something new.
Williams sits in 10th in the playoff standings. We'll talk more about that in a moment as we're up and away. Laps being turned here at Bristol. Practice will continue.
30 likes. Let's get that 100 mark really quick. Appreciate everybody being here. Thanks so much for hanging out. As everybody, it's kind of an early Friday afternoon. TGIF to every single one of you guys. Hope everybody's doing well. We'll be bringing you the practice and qualifying, Group A and B. And then we're going to have Xfinity race right after this, the Food City 300 right after this, starting at 6 o'clock Central. So make sure you're sharing the stream out. What's up? The World According to Nate. Good to see you as well. Daniel Berry, Tony, Billy Voles, Lloyd, what's up? I like that tire issues cause it makes for a better race. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens like last spring. What cameras will be available? Not sure. Who else is here? Bobby's here. Who else? Ronnie's here. What's up? Brawny as well. Lane dropping a like. Eva. T-Van here as well. What's up, everybody? Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for hanging out. On the go at CeeLo. What's up, Jake? Good to see you as well. And still not getting the love with YouTube on the search. If you hit NASCAR, we're not there, which is crazy. Normally we're the #1 spot right there, so that might be an issue. Have you heard of SVG going to Cup in 25? Yeah, that's the plan. He's going to run a full ride. And Haley and LaJoy swapping rides. What's up, Craig? Good to see you. Go Larson. Great weekend for an upcoming race driver. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Should be a good time racing here at the Bass Pro Shops night race. First time I haven't been here. Ronnie says I'm still at work. Oh, I'm glad to bring some of y'all's at work. I know it's a little early, so we'll see how we go here a little more. So stoked. Nobody knows about us because a lot of YouTube has turned off their notification bells and stuff like that. So Haley LaJoy swapping rides really dampened your mood today. He'll still do well no matter what. I have the race in the USA channel right now. Yeah, that's right. So it's on the USA network for practice and then qualifying. So see, I'm going to take a surprise winner. All right, there you go. Well, I'm going Denny Hamlin. He's got to win this thing. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. There is no other option. I mean, I'm sure he could probably make the playoffs for where he's at, but he's got to win. To secure his own self in, he's got to win. I'm so happy to be here with all of you. Go Larson and Hamlin. There you go, Tracy. Appreciate you being here. And
take advantage of amazing deals.
We're going to go live at 6 o'clock on the top of the hour for the Xfinity race, just to make sure we have the audio right.
Check out this while we were away. Look at the 8 of Kyle Busch, the 45 of Tyler Reddick.
Ooh, Kyle Busch and Tyler Reddick almost.
During practice.
Yeah, rear separated by car length of feet in front, halfback bottom, inside bumper, clear.
Yeah, not sure the halfback was exactly accurate there.
Who got the pole for the Xfinity race?
Turning down on Tyler Reddick in practice.
You hit that like button, trying to get to 100 likes, y'all.
Let me throw this one out.
41 likes.
Stevie,
let's get the likes up.
Given the fact that Kyle Busch has had an amazing
no, this is the last race of the first stage of 16.
Here,
4 drivers are going to get cut here.
Tomorrow night.
Well, before practice started, I had him circled on my list. You know, this is a guy that's won 19 races in a row, or excuse me, 19 years in a row at the Cup level. Looking for 20. I know he wanted to make the playoffs. That was unable to happen. And you really mentioned it. Since the Olympic break, RCR has had really good pace. And Kyle Busch at Bristol, I mean, 35 starts, 8 wins. That's just in Cup. He's over 20 wins if you combine Xfinity Cup and trucks. So he has swept the weekend, double header, triple header. I mean, you name it, he's done it here. So I can't think of a better track for him to kind of break this winless drought.
In the spring race, we talked about all the tire issues. He was having right rear tire issues.
Took your daughter to the Ranger game yesterday. It was World Series ring giveaway day. Nice.
With tire issues.
Yeah, they kind of fell apart.
It just shows you.
Let's see.
One of the best at this racetrack ever.
I guess everybody. I guess it's Group A, Group B. They're just running practice, so there's no Group A.
Let's talk about Ryan Blaney for a moment. It was a
Everybody's out there.
Weekend
I'm sorry about that, y'all.
Watkins Glen, but the 12 is fueled by frustration.
Everybody's running.
He is currently at the top of the order on the best 5, best 10, and best 15 lap runs, setting the pace and.
Ryan Blaney, top of the order right here.
When he was taken out of the race on lap 1, lost 16 points in his playoff standings. So watch for the reigning NASCAR Cup
40-minute
Series
practice
champion to come out swinging tomorrow night.
Well, and I hate to say it,
okay, got
Ryan Blaney's signature at Bristol.
Thank you, Steve. I didn't hear that.
Great car.
Dalton, what's up? Good to see you.
and gets caught up in other people's issues. I mean, that just seems to be...
Love that Mobile One paint job of Bubba Wallace.
His pace, though, as you pointed out, very impressive.
It don't look like they
Bubba
did.
Wallace, he's out there. He has 46 laps on his tires. He, Larson, and William Byron.
I can see where what's his name did the burnout when he won yesterday.
Bowman at 47.
Chandler Smith, yes.
Again, it's 45 minutes of practice, open practice, no groups. You can choose when and how
What's
much
up,
you want to
Menace?
do out there before we ease our way into the qualifying to set the field for tomorrow night's race here at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Chase Briscoe in the 14, he's one of these drivers that, you know, if anybody
right,
had
Lang
the
Riggs.
blend that they needed short of winning, it was Chase Briscoe. He had tough luck in Atlanta getting caught up in that Kyle Larson accident. He came into Watkins Glen all the way down near the bottom, and he raced his way above the cut line, being 6 above currently. Just a monster day, really. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It was a playoff-type performance out of Chase Briscoe.
And keep in mind,
40 minutes here of practice for Group A. There's no Group A or Group B. They're trying to get the rubber down on the track.
I mean, it definitely adds to the stress, but is it a good distraction of the pressure of the playoffs, right? I mean, when he's in the car, I'm sure he's 100% race car driver, but when he's out of the car, you know, he has this other very important, monumental moment of his life that should be a priority. And does that help him kind of compartmentalize what happens on the racetrack, maybe can stay on the racetrack?
Well, let's wind back a couple of weeks to Darlington when he gave us that move.
Nice.
That
Ozzy's
move
back.
That got him into the playoffs.
Anthony
Look at
Alfredo
this.
will start
How
third
decisive
tonight,
was that?
and
It
Chandler
was
Smith on the
electrifying.
pole. Let's go,
That
my
was a
pick.
great move. And then
What's up?
did an
What's up, man?
incredible
Kelly,
job,
good to see you.
You know, fighting Kyle Busch off. Steve talked about Kyle Busch trying to get his first win of the year. That race would have locked him into playoffs. And then since then, what a
Pass
great
Pasta.
job.
He needs a win.
Really good racing. A lot of people had him out. No way he was going to advance into the next round of the playoffs, and they've been solid.
Let's check in with Kim and talk some Team Penske. What you got?
Yeah, Austin Cindric, they just pulled that first set of tires off. Remember, they get 2 sets. They look decent to me. You're seeing the shot.
Keep hitting that like button for us, trying to get to 100 likes. 56 likes,
And so
56
we'll
likes.
see what others have as they pull up tires. I know Kyle Larson pulling in his car right now, but right now,
Tony, I picked him to win.
tires. But remember, we didn't see tire issues in the early practice in the spring. So, is this indicative of what we're going to see in the race? There's still a lot of questions to be answered.
So that's a great, actually a lot of rubber left on these tires, but that's
So
a
they're
great point, Steve,
benching
is that,
Witt, huh? Wow.
You know, going into the spring race, we had no idea what was getting ready to happen. It was high tire wear, but we did not know that we were going to get the situation that we got. And so, wow.
Even if Rowdy would have
Why
won,
in
he wouldn't have
practice
survived
does
the
it look
playoffs
okay, but
weekend
then
and
in
week
the
out.
race,
You
you
never know
started
about that.
seeing such
He's
high
pretty
wear.
good year.
And I actually believe that, you know, this is what's going to...
I got Denny to win this, and I got Chandler Smith to win the Xfinity race.
Same racetrack.
Got my like in Kenneth Fox. Good to see you, buddy.
Results. I just, you know, some guys could have tire wear issues, but I just don't believe it's going to be a rash through the field. These crew chiefs have a lot of tools. To your point, Jeff, they weren't worried about tire wear in the spring, so they didn't set their car up.
I think I picked the 7 last night.
In the race. Coming back this time, I think there's been a lot more care taken to how the tires are treated. I think we're going to see a much, I would say it's a cleaner race, Kim, when it comes to tire wear.
Yeah, it's interesting you said that, Steve, because amongst the crew chiefs I talked to this morning, there was a variety of answers I got in terms of what they can do.
What's up, Larry?
And
Good to
what
see you.
effect they have on the tire wear. A lot of crew chiefs said, you know, so much of it is tire and track dependent. We're only really 10% responsible for what we saw in the spring, the camber changes we can make. And then
6:30, Robert.
There were teams that said, you know, we can do quite a bit of things, but that threatens the pace in the race car. The more we adjust camber and things to make the tires last longer, the more pace we pull out of the car. So I guess it just depends on which crew chiefs you want to believe on what the story is.
Chandler Smith, Kimberly.
That there's varying opinions down in the garage area. I think that the crew chiefs They definitely have knobs to turn. They're just
We'll be
some
live at
knobs they
6
don't wanna turn
o'clock,
'cause they take speed
so
out of
I
the
can make
race
sure
car.
we're all good to
But
go.
I will say, Diff, we've been coming here a long time, running the bottom with this sprayed racetrack, and the top seems to be coming in way sooner in practice than it has any other time.
It looks pretty strong. He's on the top of the list.
Yeah,
Him
you
and
can see a
Larson.
slight colour variation on that low line of about 4 feet where the resin was spread as we are racing in the beautiful.
All right, we're in Tennessee, my state, home state. I normally are at the Bass Pro Shops night race this year, but we are not there this year. But well, thank you guys for tuning in on a Friday practice and qualifying. We'll be bringing to you, and then we'll bring it to you the NASCAR Xfinity Series as well tonight. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We're trying to get to 22,000 subscribers this weekend. Think we can pull it off? I don't know. We'll see. The algorithm's kind of thrown off a little bit, so we'll see what happens. You take 2 weeks off and you ruin everything you built for 27 weeks. It's kind of weird, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But thank you guys so much for being here. And last night we did the truck race. That was fun. Watched Lane Riggs win another race back to back. He won in Milwaukee, if you didn't know that. So not a playoff driver has won a race yet in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series playoff race. It's just been a driver who has not. Lane Riggs is not in the playoffs. So that's how it goes sometimes. Just like here, Joe Logano won the first race in Atlanta, and then Chris Buescher, not in the playoffs, wins last week at Watkins Glen. What happens this week? It doesn't really matter. 4 drivers are getting cut out of this, and 4 drivers, Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, Harrison Burton, and who am I missing? Martin Truex Jr. are in danger of being cut. So they are the ones are right there under the line. And then you got Ty Gibbs right there at the edge as well. So it's going to be iffy to see what happens with these drivers. And a little wreck could, knock it out. Is Scott Riggs kid by chance? I'm not sure. LaJoy is in 5th place. Yeah. And he is running LaJoy is in this 7 car. Now, after next week, he will be in the 51, and Justin Haley is going to be in that 7 car. So the last time you'll see Corey LaJoy in that 7 car forever. But thank you guys for tuning in on the Go at CeeLo. Make sure you hit that like button for us. Try and get to 100 likes. 68 likes. I've been a little under the weather this week. We brought a not so fun cold back from the cruise. Now Spain's got it, so it's not been fun. But we're trying to stay healthy here, and we're back to the audio.
We've got qualifying in the NASCAR Cup Series coming up straight away. After that, there'll be a brief break before we go into quali mode as we look at a Bristol winner in Joey Logano in the Shell Pennzoil Ford for Team Penske.
Scott Riggs is the father to Lane Riggs. There you go,
Atlanta,
Jamie.
to guarantee him getting through to the next round. So the round of 12. Let's take you back to Atlanta, and what a win it was.
Yeah, what a great race.
What a restart.
Pushing, shoving. These drafting racetracks, they've been really good this year.
That'd be interesting, Kurt.
Surprise winners. And here teammates working together, and Joey Logano making it happen. But Joey, when the playoffs get going, he's a different guy. I mean, just such, as a champion, knows how to win. And I think he loves the pressure, loves the big moment.
And he loves the pressure being off with that win in Atlanta.
Loves that more.
Go to Watkins Glen and go to Bristol and just have a good time, try to win the race.
You may remember the story we shared with you prior to the playoffs getting going, where Jeff, Steve, myself, Marty Snyder had the opportunity to sit down with all 16 playoff drivers. And overwhelmingly, like if there was, say, you just picked 3 as far as being calm, not overly confident, just calm. Like, yeah, I got it. I know what to expect.
Yeah, he is. What's going on with Denny?
Well, at the bottom
He didn't sign that charter, and NASCAR gave him some crap stuff, or what?
With that big win in Daytona, but I'll tell you, when I look at the
What is up?
today, I think the 21 has brought a car that they can fight with. When I look at longer runs, he's 14th on one lap.
1 second. Come on.
He's running a total of 40 laps. A lot of cars are going to finish. The big teams are going to have raw speed. Now, when you come here, Hamlin, Keselowski, Truex finished 1, 2, 3 in this race in the spring, but there's potential chaos. And
He's
when
a
I
hack.
Look at Harrison, you know, maybe it's the little
Yeah,
kid I
Bubba
used
got
to
a
watch run
contract
late models,
contract
but he strikes me
extension
as that
too.
short track racer. When you come to Bristol, I mean, like I said, he's 14th on the speed chart. I think he has a piece of equipment that he can at least fight with and put the pressure on some of these other guys.
And, you know, they're playoffs. I mean, if you come into get the checkered in Atlanta, running 12th, 13th, 14th, get in the wreck last week on a little bit different pit cycle, but probably going to run 17th, 18th, and they blow that left rear tire. Like, they have brought reasonable speed to the playoffs, but now coming here in the position they're in, Steve, I think, you know, I don't know that reasonable is going to be enough.
That's the point.
It is the chaos,
Yeah.
right? And that is, you know, they're hoping for tire issues. They're hoping for things to happen to other people.
Yeah, guy is hoping for just a calm day. Chase Elliott, right? 30 above. Dare we
We
say
love
just a
Hamlin.
quiet playoff for
Awesome,
NASCAR?
James.
Like he moved up one position last weekend. He gained some more points, so he's in a comfy spot.
It's really been a quiet year. He was Mr. Consistent forever. Couldn't find his way out of the top 20. It took all the way to the Chicago Street Course and a little run-in with Daniel Suarez in the last corner to find
Make
his
sure you
way
hit that
outside the
subscribe
top
if you're new,
20.
guys.
This
We'll
is
bring
one
you
of those
all the
guys that
NASCAR,
could just stay this way.
except for the last 2
find
weeks.
his way to
Been
the
on
round
vacation.
eight.
F's
Or
in the
this is
chat.
one of those teams
Craig
that could
says.
find something, and that's
There's
really what we
Chase
saw
Elliott.
last year with
Any
Blaney.
Chase
What we've
Elliott
seen
fans
this
in the chat?
format is if you strike fire at the right time, that's everyone's fear. And listen, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney,
Get it.
you know,
What's up,
go
coach?
through the list. Larson, name a driver at this
Yeah,
caliber who
Hurstallard,
couldn't figure it out.
P7.
You know, if the car's there and the team can find some raw speed, these guys will up their game.
Really
Audio.
positive start from 2311's Bubba Wallace.
No
He was
audio
pleased
for
to
the- oh,
let the
that's
world
fine.
know that he's had a contract extension with the organisation, so good news for him. But he too, Jeff, looks legitimately solid with 5-lap pace, 10-lap pace, 15-lap pace. That 23 Toyota is doing well as we pick up Kyle Larson.
This is the guy I think. This is
Larson.
the guy
It's
right
Kyle
here, I think, the best
Larson.
car in the field.
I love how he
Lap times may
says
not
his
show
name.
it. I don't know if he got caught up in traffic or something around lap 10. He has a little bit of a drop off, but then from lap 18 all the way to lap 51 on the first set of tires, it looked spectacular.
Denny,
I think he's out here
24th
now. I don't know if
fastest.
he's
What
changed
the
tires or
heck
not,
is
but 20
happening?
minutes left, probably did. He's probably going to go run another 50-lap run.
It was great
I just
time,
like
Steve.
what I saw out of this 5-car. Would run the bottom, would run the top. When he caught cars, could
That
pass
vlog
them,
I did
could
is
move
pretty
around.
fun. You have to check it out.
Now, when he goes to the top, it's full commitment, right? So his first lap, we were riding with him.
What's up, Robert?
Straight to the top. And
Dropping
used
those
every
nines.
bit of racetrack in 1 and 2.
And Billy
Immediately
Bowles.
all the way right against the wall. Some other guys.
Well,
walked
remember he
themselves
ran
up
here
to it,
good
but
last year.
He goes right to it. And
You
that's
know,
what
when
you
Denny
gotta
was
do.
leading.
Like, if you don't just go ahead and get in that groove.
Some
and get
people
your
said that
alignment right on corner entry,
Bubba held up
you
the second
interload
place
and go up
car.
to the wall. You're not going to learn anything because you're not going to be able to race like that. You just got to go put it there the way Kyle Larson did.
A lot of conversation
18
about
minutes
playoff
left in
cars
practice,
last
y'all.
Week, monster week for Spire. All 3 cars in the top 10.
It was awesome.
Corey LaJoie, though, in the news just today here at Bristol Motor Speedway. It was a dual announcement between Spire and Rick Ware Racing.
Did I read
this
that
will be
post?
The last ride for the
Your
7.
post?
He will move to Rick Ware Racing, starting in Kansas.
Denny's in a
Justin
pressure
Haley will
cooker.
move
Team
from
owner,
Rick Ware
single dad with
Racing
2 girls,
to
plus he
Spire
has to
and
perform
take
for
over the 7
JGR.
car. So,
Yeah,
coming
you're
off a
right.
Great weekend for the company. Driver moves. We knew that Corey wasn't coming back, and the announcement from Rick Ware.
Hamlin might be
was
on
that they would drive the
sandbagging
remainder
strategy
of
like a couple
24.
weeks
I've read it
ago.
a few times. I
Possibly.
didn't see anything about Corey's plans for 25, so I don't know what that
See what
means.
you
I don't know if
said.
the next group of races are some sort of test, or maybe they're
Shocking
looking for sponsorship.
Bubba.
I don't know
Did
the
he
rest
way
of
down the
that
list?
story, but we know
Bubba
the Justin
third
Haley
fastest?
story.
Is
He
that what you're
was
saying?
at Spire years ago. He left, and now he's going to return.
And that's the same color scheme and sponsor.
The one you just did in the chat.
It was on the 77 last weekend. It was an excellent drive by Carson Hocevar. We'll talk more about
Oh,
that
the one
when
on
we
the
come back.
comment? Yeah, I read it. Yeah, I did. All right, let's listen to the round of 16. Let's see what is Denny saying in the car. Let's see what he's got. See what he's saying anything. The NASCAR charter. Oh, I think I did. I'll have to check it out again. I think I started watching it and I got stuff going on. I'll read it though. Nothing going on there. Here's the round of 16 drivers.
40 laps if it feels
Anything
decent.
playing right
If you
there.
still want to come back in and make another change, we can do it. But if not, we'll run 40 to 45 laps here.
40, 45 laps. See what PRN's got.
Right now, our second most career wins actively right now out of this with Denny Hamlin. Don't know. That's why we race. That's what I love about this year has been the wild unpredictability of it all.
Let's hear who Hamlin's blaming, right? I can't wait to have him interview, see what the heck's going on.
Season, you'd love for him
Normally he's like
a deeper run in the playoffs,
top practice
but
and
team,
fastest in
Mark
practice,
talked
but
about it
Blaney
last
looks like
week.
he's got
We're in
the
a slump.
right
You
now.
know,
Him and
baseball
Larson.
players,
Larson,
all of a
remember
sudden,
last
they
year he
just
was
can't
dominated too.
Hit a pitch. All they're getting is foul tips and strikeouts, and he kind of feels he's in that
I don't think so,
same
Tony.
boat. But they're running out of time to get things righted. It has to happen this weekend at a track.
You might have to change your pick.
Historically, has been pretty tough on.
Did the girl break up with him again?
I will say this about your. Yeah, I don't know that there's anybody out there that's tearing Martin Truex Jr. bumper stickers off cars. He is a very likable guy. But by the time we get to this point in the year, the second race into the playoffs, we are who we thought you were.
Are who we thought they were.
Seldom find
And we
that
let him off the
miraculous
hook.
turnaround. You don't often see the Harrison Burton win at the last absolute moment and push yourself into the playoffs. By now, you've made your own bet.
And again, this is a team.
About 10 more minutes
Joe
left in
Gibbs
practice,
Racing,
y'all.
Doug, you know as well as I do, they have everything. Toyota provides them with a lot. They've got one of the best teams. They got the best army of engineers as anybody out there. And it's kind of baffling to see how much Truex has struggled this year. But if it can happen wrong, they've been right at the front of the line every time something has gone wrong. And Doug, when you look at going into this cutoff race,
You don't
look
like
at the guys
Byron
who are
being
in
up there
really good
either?
shape to move on by points. Bell's plus 46. Cindric plus 43. A lot of people had him being knocked out in round one. I didn't because I thought these tracks played to his strength.
I don't know.
I didn't
Something
see
different.
him at number 3.
Bad luck.
Going in.
It's
goes away
Spain's
from
fault.
the Bristol race, 43
A
points
beloved
up.
character in the sport, but just this dark cloud keeps following him around, and it came back last weekend at Watkins Glen when they had a good car, they had good pace. So this track typically hasn't been great for Martin.
Look at your boy Bubba,
just look at the
P5.
spring race, and it was a lot better, Jeff, with a runner-up spot.
Yeah, Martin Truex.
She did.
The thing is, though, it's not speed, right? They have enough.
Probably not going to
speed
last long,
to
though. It's not growing
get done
on
what
me.
they need to get done, but they cannot execute a full race.
I
All
thought he
they're
was.
doing,
I thought that lady came back to him,
nonetheless, it's all
so I
about
don't know.
results, and, they-
Like a
speed's
low.
fine, Steve,
Yeah.
but gotta find a way to prevent getting into wrecks, etc.
Well, you mentioned it. Let's
That's
look back
funny.
just at Atlanta, right? Here's the 19, kind of
Low rent
literally
Magnum
minding his
PI.
own business. The 17 gets loose. It's the 19. You're on board right here. You know, it looks like, you know, not a ton of damage, but it was enough to end the day. And then here
No,
he is,
him and Taylor are
just
not
trying to
broke up.
make
His
way.
podcast accidental is crew chief
Rocks
Denny
up the
Hamlin,
tires
the
of
dog.
Rex,
His daughter's found
run
at one of
over.
the tracks before the break.
And it's just been not the year for the 19.
You know that hit, that side slap at Atlanta? You said it didn't
And that's
look like
mainly
it.
what these Toyotas are
That
doing.
bent
But they're,
the
I mean,
front
Ty
wheel.
Gibbs,
Oh,
top
yeah,
of the
that
list
was
here.
like- it was
Legend in
one of those
training.
deceiving ones where it was more than what it appeared
Ty
to be,
Gibbs.
and they've had kind of one thing happen after another that they would like to, the 19 team would like to eradicate it. At the end
Taking
of the
over
day,
that
it's gotta
Blaney
happen
spot.
tomorrow night for Martin Truex Jr.
I mean, Denny's only
Even though
6
he had
out.
a rough weekend last weekend. Ironically, he gained 5 more points, but he still sits 14 below the cut line.
Well, we've learned that, you know, whatever that number is, you can't be comfortable. And I have a little bit of fear for one of the playoff drivers. Comes in great. Comes in 5th, 36 above. You would think that should be more than enough. But the 99
think so,
is
too.
35th in speed right now. And I know one lap doesn't tell the
Unless
whole
he
story,
wrecks.
but
Unless someone
this
wrecks
is a
somewhere.
track
He
where
gets
if
involved
you
in a wreck
can't
and it's
run
over.
one good lap here in qualifying. I know these aren't qualifying laps, right? They're going to make adjustments. But if you start, that's what Denny Hamlin said, right? He
Even
wrecked on the
Denny's crew
first
chief
lap
told him to get rid of the dog.
at Watkins Glen. And when he was interviewed after, he said it was my fault. I put us back there in qualifying. That's what happened. That is my point about the 99, right? The one-lap speed. If he doesn't qualify well and gets caught up in somebody else's miss, that's how you lose 36 points. If you run into the later stages of the race, you should be okay.
Suarez and the 99 team from Trackhouse did a really great job last weekend when you consider he brought out one of those cautions. He was buried in the gravel trap. And then they just displayed such resilience.
There's a caution with 12 minutes to go.
Oh, we got a yellow on the track. What do we got here?
Decent result.
I wonder what happened.
Debris turn 4 we're hearing here.
Notebook,
Debris in turn 4.
Car part. Could be anything here.
Where's 48?
Yeah, so while this is going on,
He's at 19th.
On that last run, Ty Gibbs went out and went to the top of the board with a 15:38. He led over 100 laps here in the spring, and all of the Gibbs cars had really good speed. Ty Gibbs was one of those drivers. I watched him. He had a problem. He went to the back. Everybody's slow, saving tires. He just went on the outside, passed everybody, got his track position back, and then was able to stay out there and keep his tires without having a problem. So we keep talking about the playoffs. We keep talking about the opportunities for drivers to get their first win. But what I saw here in the spring, I think the Gibbs cars have a great chance to win this race. That guy in particular, it's only a matter of time.
What's up, Don? Good to see you.
In this practice and lay a lap time like that, and then the times he was making.
So what do you think about Ty Gibbs?
Runs, I think
good chance of winning it this weekend.
Even better than the 5 car right now.
Advancing to the second
Harrison
round.
Burton got his career first Cup win under the lights in Daytona. Imagine it for Ty Gibbs if he could do it tomorrow night here.
All right, we got about 10 more minutes here. In about 6 minutes actually in practice. So hit that like button for us. Try to get to 100 likes here before the end of the practice. See where we're at. We're at 86, so 14 more likes to get to 100. We'll see if we can get to blow that out of the park. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Our first race back since our 2-week break. A little vacation that we had. And appreciate all the ones that supported us during the vacation time. Ones that commented on our videos and live streams and all that stuff. We appreciate you. But I'm here now for the long haul all the way through. So look forward to spending the rest of the season with you guys. The month of October is going to be fun. So looking forward to it. Let's see if we can go out on a strong result here in September and see if we can get to 22,000 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do. This is a great channel, and this is a channel for you. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Chris said Lulu has cursed Denny. They finished 30th or worse since the dog came along. He's had like 2 races in the top 10 since the dog came along. Bad luck. It's crazy. It's crazy how it goes like that. I mean, a wreck with Larson and Denny could really make it close. Larson at least has some room there, but Denny does not. So, but I think we'll be okay. I think, like Mosh said, I think we'll be all right. Yo, I'll be here every race that is on FS1 or USA. Awesome, Tony. As long as Gibbs or Hamlin doesn't win, I'm good, Chippy says. Yeah, this should be interesting. Let's see what PRN's got to say.
As far as qualifying in the top 10 this year, he's done it 14 times. Up on top of that category, William Byron, 18. Tyler Reddick and Kyle Larson have been top 10 qualifiers 17 times. Chase Elliott, 16. Then you have Christopher Bell, 15. I mentioned Gibbs, 14. Also 14 times for Joey Logano, Michael McDowell, 13 for Denny Hamlin. So, again, Gibbs has been very consistent in qualifying this year, but William Byron, Kyle Larson, Doug, seem to be the 2 guys week in and week out.
Don't blame it as the dog for Denny's failures.
You know, being there in the top 10, they're the only 2 drivers that are in single digits when it comes to average starting position.
Before we flick the switch into qualifying mode here at Bristol Motor Speedway, and you're looking at the 48 from Hendrick Motorsports, Alex Bowman, who is the highest placed Hendrick driver in the playoffs. It has been a nothing but solid and consistent.
There's Alex Bowman. Any 48 fans in the house tonight? Any Alex Bowman fans in the house? Let me see those 48s.
About Alex Bowman maybe losing his ride, and
48s. Let me see him.
The media event before the playoffs, he's like, "Look, I talked with the guys at Hendrick. I'm good." And what has he done?
I appreciate it,
all
Tony.
That pressure, Steve. He has delivered.
We get a lot of people in here, even when it's on NBC. So or Fox.
Again, a lot of people had picked they're not going to make the next round of the playoffs, but they've had good speed and they've executed.
4th here in the spring.
So, you know, no reason to not come here with some excitement at that win. Chicago street race, which was just riveting to watch. He was out there nursing, pushing, hoping on these wet tires, just hoping they had enough grip to get to the finish. Remember, as the track dried, the tire grip was going away, and this man, Tyler Reddick, was on pace to catch him.
Yeah, I think if the Chicago street race would have been about 10 more laps, Bowman wouldn't have won.
A lot of people in the sport had lost belief in the 48, didn't think he could go back to victory lane. He had recovered from a head injury, a back injury, but he proved to all the naysayers, and I think more importantly, proved to himself.
Yeah.
We saw some emotion out of
100 likes,
Bowman
thank you
right there.
guys.
We
Keep
talked
them
about
going, y'all.
those
Appreciate
injuries,
it.
And I think I was one of them, Diff. You know, when a driver or a sports figure gets injured, you kind of just move on with the sport. But that figure doesn't. They have to rehab, and they have to come back. Not only the back, but I think the concussion. We all forget about these. You know,
Well, I can't wear the 11 hat until the next race if we don't make our mark. That's the rule.
And you mentioned that he finished 4th here in the spring. Well, he sits 4th in the playoff standings.
Big Boy says Larson 5 will win the championship.
On his outside.
Cheryl says Hendricks 3 in the top 5.
What's shaking?
Old Chase, he's good here too.
That first run, some complaints he had about the car. Freer on entry, running the bottom. He said 2-3 on exit. The bumps on exit were causing him to lose the rear. And then he also told the team, you know, we talked about running that high line. He said he needs way
5 more minutes to go.
run the top lane here. Interesting thing is, I talked to crew chief Jonathan Hassler. We know on that playoff standings they're plus 29. Hassler told me they feel like they just need a below average day tomorrow in order to transfer to the round of 12.
Well, just be careful how below average it is, or how above average somebody else performs.
Everybody is making the most of these closing minutes. The track is packed.
Looks like a race.
It does.
We've become so accustomed to having practice.
Yeah, don't mark out Christopher Bell either.
When they all get out there
He's
at
in
the
P7.
same time, it's chaotic out there. I like it. I think it's fun. I think it's when I was a driver, I would way prefer it to be like this. This is how it's going to be tomorrow night.
Single file.
Christopher Bell. I think there's some people that have his name.
Long
circled.
race tomorrow night, y'all.
You mentioned how good the Gibbs cars were here in the spring. Well, Christopher Bell, he's all the way up at 46 above. So while he's not mathematically guaranteed, he could make it a mathematical certainty with a couple good stages.
Remember last week there was that moment of awkwardness where there was a collision between
Where's Josh Berry?
Between Austin Dillon and himself, and Christopher later
He's
explained that he got a
33rd.
call
33rd
late
for Josh
to
Berry.
come to the pits, and he was trying to get across. And
Don't be surprised if Ty Gibbs wins. He has top equipment and knows how to win.
Said he
just hasn't won yet.
Saw his hand out the window, gesturing that he was going to go to pit lane, and the two collided, and that turned the 20 around right on pit entry there.
So that's worth discussing here in Bristol. We've talked a lot about the people and talked about a lot about the world's fastest half mile. But let's remind the fan. Pit road on the front stretch and the back stretch. Under yellow is just one big long pit road. You enter off turn 2, you ride all the way around this place, you exit off turn 1. But under green, you only have to run your straightaway. And normally it's not a big
3:47
deal, but in
left.
the spring with all those tire issues, Jeff, there were cars pitting.
3.47, 3 minutes, 40 seconds left.
So those aren't normally
Warner
the
from New
things I would
Zealand
probably
wins
go do in
SVG's
practice,
first
but if I
race this
was
weekend. It
one of
is
these
tonight.
crew chiefs, I would be
Jaspy.
reminding the drivers, you know, hey,
Tonight.
we think we're going to pick it on the front of their back. Take a look at this. This is how you commit under green. Make sure they're well aware of the rules.
That's so important.
We'll be live at
Spotter,
6 p.m.
crew
Central.
chief, driver, to all be in complete
Rick Allen's going to be
understanding of
the
rules.
lead guy, and I'm not sure about the
You know,
color.
the caution comes out tomorrow night. And the driver's
Not sure who's
talking
gonna be
to
with
crew chief
him.
About, hey, I need to do this in my car. I need to do that.
I'm assuming
You
Michael
gotta say
Waltrip.
it and stop talking. Like, say
Or
it
somebody.
quickly, because
I
they're
don't
going to
know.
open pit road. And if you're not paying attention, you can miss it. Everything happens quicker here.
Crew chiefs on pit road, checking out the data, drivers.
Let me tell you about these gloves, these really cool gloves that you see many of the drivers wearing, and across the 3 series.
They're like skeleton gloves.
That have and will race here at Bristol Motor Speedway this weekend. It's all
Yeah,
got
I'm
to
staying
do,
on. Yep.
with the Dale Jr. Foundation.
Staying on all the way through
And
till we
it's the
crown a pole
2024
winner.
Driven to Give Love
And we'll take a
program
break, about an hour
with the
break,
Dale
and then
Amy
I'll
Earnhardt
be
Fund
back
at
for the Xfinity
Nationwide
race.
Children's Hospital. So well done to those drivers participating. It gives us a cool look
And what a great weekend.
And it's
Dale's
for a
gonna
great cause.
Well, it's a great cause. Dale does wonderful things with his foundation. His foundation event is coming up just next Tuesday. He has everybody to his Westertown of all places, and it's a charity event. It's a little bit different than most because it's not
Chippy
really a black
says
tie
Gibbs
affair,
ain't winning
but Dale's
or
gonna be in the
Hamlin.
Xfinity race here. We have all the skeleton gloves, so great stuff. He does a lot of great things with his foundation.
We walked into the track together today. We walked out of the tunnel and across the track together, and he ran down the track and he said, "Let's go!" Like he was happy to be back.
Yeah, I know.
He
I
was
don't know
gonna
what's
be in a
going
race
on.
car.
He's going to be fun to watch later tonight, no doubt.
Maybe he's just over it.
Rubber on the old bumper camera for Martin Truex Jr. here, I believe we're on board with.
He's
I'll
all
tell you
over. He's
what,
done
look at
with
the color
it.
of the
Maybe
racer.
he's just done.
I mean, you can think about how different it looks now compared to when this practice started. There's rubber being laid on this racetrack from the bottom to the top. And this is something, Steve, we would come here years ago, and this is what it would look like. And then it went away for several years where the rubber wouldn't get laid down. Now it's starting to lay down again, and look at the difference.
This is setting up beautifully for tomorrow night, isn't it?
Oh, I'm so...
Oh, I know,
this
big boy.
racetrack, and,
It's loud there,
add
my
the
friend.
playoffs to it with all the pressure, the must perform.
Hope it's not.
scenario
I don't.
so many
I don't think it
teams are
is.
in. It is magic.
What makes this special is, and I think it came up in we have a production meeting for the Xfinity Series, and our Hall of Famer Dale Jarrett said it the best. He said, everyone knows they have to keep their cool, and no one can do it. We're talking about the drivers, and I'm like, that's it. That's Bristol, right? It is. You know, I explained it to somebody earlier today. I feel like racing at Bristol is like.
Oh, it's going to
playing
be
an entire
the
football game in 2 minute
Xfinity.
drill.
It's going to
There
be
are
Rick
no
Allen and
breaks,
Jeff
right?
Burton.
There's no huddles. There's no timeouts.
And
It's
Steve
it's
Letarte
on you all the time.
for NASCAR on the
If you-
CW.
if
It's
you're
the
having
same.
a bad car, they're attacking.
So it's the
Every-
same
even
crew.
under yellow, you said it, Jeff.
They
Pit
just
road
moved it to
opens
the
right away.
CW.
You just have no time to kind of take a breath.
It's not about to happen. It's happening.
It's happening. Yeah, if you're
Yeah, so
waiting for
Rick
it to
Allen,
happen,
Jeff
you get
Burton, and
left
Steve
behind.
Letarte.
And the clock counts down.
Which makes
5,
me feel
4,
good
3,
that we
2,
can,
1. That's practice. And some really
Probably have
good
the cams
workloads
then.
out there. Several drivers hitting triple digit lap counts.
All right, there it
William
is.
Byron,
Practice is
111
over.
Laps. Kyle Larson, 106 laps. Ricky Stenhouse, 111 laps. So some good work put in there and valuable information in this.
All right, so qualifying coming up now. Qualifying as you look at one last look at your your practice leaders. Ty Gibbs, the top of the board. Blaney was up top the most of the day, most of the practice. And here we are. Notable right there, Denny Hamlin, 24th fastest. There it is. So we're all going to qualify. There's no Group A, there's no Group B. Unless there's going to be a Group A, Group B qualifying. I'm not sure. We'll find out when it comes on. Yeah, same as NBC. So everything's going to be the same. I'd like to get a pair of those skeleton gloves out of candy for Halloween. Oh, that would be fun. Can't watch it. Pay for enough streaming. You can watch it on the CW. It's free. Everybody can watch the CW. It's free. But we'll have it right here for you guys, no matter what. You guys can hang out in the chat, whatever. Toyota's missing something here. I don't know what's going on. My brother and I are probably going to our mom to Bristol in March for her birthday. Nice. One lap qualifying. One lap of qualifying. So no Group A, Group B, just one lap. Truex is up to 15th. Don't count him out yet. And Steve says, I only heard practice was all cars. Never heard anything about qualifying. So we'll find out. We'll find out here in a second. But thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button. Keep on hitting. Let's see if we can get to 200 likes. We got to 200 likes on the truck race last night. See if we can get to 200 likes again. About the same amount of people are here last night for the truck race. Since we were off for 2 weeks, you know, some folks might have dropped us or lost us. So hopefully they'll be back soon. But we're going to bring you the, what is the CW? I can't even get USA. CW is a free channel for everybody to watch. You can watch it on the rabbit ears if you like. The rabbit ears. You can watch it on the rabbit ears. but you can watch it on the website as well for free. Group A and Group B. Okay. Yep, you're right. Look at that. So we're going Group A qualifying. And in your qualifying for Group A, let me turn the practice one off, is the drivers in front of you there. It is Kaz Gralla, Justin Haley. His last time qualifying in that 51. Austin Dillon, Eric Jones, John Hunter Nemechek, Todd Gilliland, Ryan Preece, Noah Gregson, Michael McDowell, Ross Chastain, Ryan Blaney, Harrison Burton, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Kyle Larson, and Christopher Bell. So there is your top 18 cars. And CW has a free app as well. You can watch it on as well. So the good old rabbit ears. That's right. They aren't using the high wear tires here, are they? I hope not. I don't think so. But that was kind of fun though last spring. I thought it was fun. The shot of Denny and Truex just running through the field while everybody's cars are just like falling apart was pretty cool to watch. Channel 18.1. There you go, Kelly. CW has a free app. That's right. I've heard Harrison Burton going to the Xfinity Series next year full time. Sounds probably a good plan.
An exceptional season, and you'll see it tomorrow.
Yo, Pop Bottles, what's up?
Eastern on Peacock. There is an encore presentation Sunday on network television on NBC at 1 p.m. Eastern. It has been a phenomenal year, and it all comes to a close, and champions will be crowned tomorrow, and we'll continue that championship theme here because the playoff drivers are highlighted in yellow, and Ty Gibbs, the best of the bunch after a 45-minute practice session.
What makes that lap even
more bunch of playoff drivers, and then Bubba Wallace.
Another set of tires on, went out there and jumped to the top of the board. There was
oh man, it's gonna be a good time then, time changer.
Normally the start of practice is the fastest.
Yeah, that's right. Not only is Ty Gibbs fast for one lap, he's also fast for a long run. We believe the 54 and the 5 car, the 2 cars that stood out as the best.
That's practice done. Qualifying is not far away to set the field for an all-important cutoff race tomorrow night.
The Bass Pro Shops night race will be on tomorrow night here on our channel, so make sure you're subscribing to our channel. Make sure you hit the notification bells as well, because we'll be bringing you flag-to-flag coverage of the Bass Pro Shops night race right here, as long as also the Food City 300 coming up here around 6 p.m. Central. They're running the same tires as the spring. Oh, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And FB post said, Harrison Burton going to Xfinity next year. All right. Anybody need a pager? Oh my God, that's too soon, Kelly. Will Kyle Busch qualify first since he practiced 18th? I don't think so. Kyle Busch is not in this Group A. He's in Group B. So we'll see what happens in Group B. Bubba needs to go to go-karts. What's up, Matthew? Good to see you. And then coming up this following week, here's kind of the schedule. Mets, Braves, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Every game we're covering. And then Friday, Trucks at Kansas, Saturday, Xfinity, Sunday, Kansas, NASCAR. So that's our schedule next week. Mets, Braves, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I'm taking Monday off. But lots and lots of streaming next week. Big time games and playoff potential there. So if you guys like baseball, make sure you hang out with us. It's going to be a great time. Mets, Braves next week. Not with me. All the good drivers are in Group A. But keep hitting that like button, trying to get to 200 likes, y'all. It's a slow day. Slow day. Come on, YouTube. I just took 2 weeks off. That doesn't mean you can just like stop pushing us. Watching from New Zealand. What's up, Ricky? Good to see you. Hopefully AM Racing has much better session next year. We'll see. Can't wait till Talladega. I thought about going to Talladega, but nah, we're not going. I won't be here for Trucks Friday going to high school football game. Nice. Corey Safar is running Rick Ware Racing the rest of the season. Not sure after. Yeah. Kansas was the best race of the year in spring. What's up, Dallas? TGIF to you as well. We're just waiting on qualifying to start here for the Bass Pro Shops night race. We'll be bringing you the live audio of the USA broadcast. And coming up at 6 p.m. Central, our live stream will start for our Xfinity race, and I'll put that in the pin message above in the second round. Are you still planning on going to the Bristol Braves game? Yes, I would love to go. That's our goal, to be there for sure. No full-time Cup drivers tonight. Nope. This is the last race, so they're getting the playoffs, so they shouldn't be in there.
And Harrison Burton for the Wood Brothers.
What's up, San Diego Kid? Your boy looking good qualifying or practice
Chase
today.
Briscoe. So you've got those big groupings of teammates, and then you've got those solo operators as well. But there will be
some barbecue. Sounds pretty good.
That don't make the cut tomorrow night. As we join Kim Coon. Kim?
Yeah, Ryan Blaney, second fastest in outright speed, but then on 10 and 15 lap averages, top of the board. There were a lot of questions heading into practice about the tire. Did you guys get them answered?
Yeah, I think so. It was nice we moved around, and I was able to run the top and be on the bottom. And
it was fun.
Didn't have that.
Came back
spring,
with his
we were
cold,
just kind
though.
of married to the bottom, so that was good. I think it helped, like having more rubber on the racetrack from ARCA and trucks and Xfinity cars. So it gives you a little bit better idea of what to expect in the race, because we're going to get up there in the race. And but my car felt decent both sides. It's just trying to figure out how much is it going to continue to rubber, through our race especially. It always kind of over rubbers, and then you have to figure out, do I need to go back down the bottom or can I move back up again? It's a funky place, but Ford Mustang's fast. I appreciate the Worth group for being with us again. Fun place.
Thank you, Mel.
Fun night of racing tomorrow
You didn't
night.
see nothing yet.
Going good so far. Hopefully we can have a good qualifying lap.
Let's talk about qualifying. Usually we see drivers wrap the bottom during quals. For this session, what level of commitment do you have to give this track?
Yeah, it's a lot of commitment. I talk about commitment at like high speed places like Michigan and
what up, Jason?
Dover. But this place, even though you're not going as fast, it's just as much commitment. You just feel like you're staring 5 feet in front of the windshield the hood the whole time, and super fast getting in the corner and just hope it sticks. So I'm not 100% sure where we'll qualify. I'm pretty sure to be on the bottom. So
That's
you
right.
just try not to miss the line and hope your car's fast enough. So we sat on the pole here in the spring. Hopefully we can do it again.
Awesome,
but,
Dennis.
Yeah, big commitment level.
You're plus 29 to the elimination line, looking in a good spot, especially after last week, not completing a lap. How do you refocus after what happens at Watkins Glen?
Yeah, I mean, last week definitely stunk for us. I think we're still fortunate to be where we are on points. And that was just a product of having a good race at Atlanta, and doing good in the stages and finishing well. And, we were able to get out of the Glen with a little bit of issues. So, this team was focused right after the Glen race. Right after it was over, we saw where we were at, and we're looking forward to Bristol. So that's what I love about this group is they don't fester on things that we had no control over or what's in the past. You just move on and refocus your mind to the next task and what's the next job, and this group has definitely done that.
That's defending Cup Series champion Ryan Blaney.
And he talked a lot. Had a great time on the boat, came home sick, but that's okay. All for nothing in for the 11. That's right. All our Hamlin fans cheering on Denny this weekend. Going Denny Hamlin this weekend, all for nothing, right? And then who's getting the pole? I don't know. Probably Kyle Larson. I'm probably gonna go Kyle Larson. He was second fastest. Blaney looked fast as well. Chandler Smith got the pole in the Xfinity race, and we're ready to have some fun. Back to the audio.
In totality, so much for the driver to figure out. You tell me, Diff, you took laps today in the pace car. What'd you think about it?
Well, our man Jeff, very generously.
And Dennis, I'll be in Cozumel in 50 days. What's up, Dennis?
One of those places where you think you know what to expect, but until you come here and see it for real, it blows your mind.
Yeah, they're going to a commercial, so we'll just talk some more. I think Blaney's going to get it. We'll see after that bad start last week. Hopefully, he definitely needs a good pit stall here at Bristol. That means that AM Racing can't use Logano or Josh Berry anymore as a driver for the rest of the season. Yeah, so they're going to have to figure that out on who's going to be taking over for that 15. So no more Cup drivers the rest of the way out. And for the NASCAR, so this is the cutoff race for the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and they will start their playoffs next week in Kansas. So we'll see what happens tonight. Fast Pasta is making a run. He's in P3, qualified P3. So should be interesting to see how this playoff race fans out tonight. And we'll have all our coverage of the NASCAR Xfinity playoffs next week in our preview vlog that will be on our next Friday, coming out next Friday. If you haven't checked out the preview vlog for this week, make sure you do. It's got the paint schemes and a little recap of Watkins Glen and my picks as well. Make sure you go there and give it a like, and a comment would be awesome. Mandalorian says would like to see Eric Jones before the win and one before the end of the year. We'll see. We thought he was going to dominate Darlington, right? We thought, oh man, Darlington's going to be his home track. This is where he's so good at it, and then he never showed up in the races. So it's crazy. Pound that OG. Yeah, I have some meds, so we're good now. So I hope Gabe Hart gives Denny a good car and a great race. Well, his practice is not looking good unless he's sandbagging. So we'll see. Logan Beard, a good driver. I don't know. Never heard of him. Sounds familiar, but I've never heard of him. Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, Ross Chastain, Martin Truex, your top 5. Let me see your top 5 here. I'm going to go Larson, Elliott, Logano, Christopher Bell. And I just don't think Denny can make the top 5. And I'm going to go with Chastain. He had a really good run last week. I'm going to go Chastain in that top 5. I don't think Denny has the speed to get in the top 5. So Christopher Bell, Larson, Logano, Chase Elliott, and Chastain. That's mine. He's driving tonight, the 15. Okay. Thank you. Got it. Bearden. Called my shots. Bet Carson top 10, Bowman and AJ top 10. I like that, Jason. That's pretty good. I thought about doing AJ as a dark horse pick, but yeah, he did have a good practice. San Diego. All the Hendrick cars did. Starts 35th tonight in the 15 behind Shane. McDowell, Blaney, Larson, Bell, Elliott. Oh, you always got to throw in those drivers, right? You always got to throw those guys in.
Tomorrow night, the first cutoff race in these 2024 NASCAR Cup Series Playoffs here at the world's fastest half mile, Bristol Motor Speedway.
I did,
remind you, if you're just turning on, who sits where as far as the points. Joey Logano locked himself in with that brilliant win.
Gotta just stay away from all that.
Seat. Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, Martin Truex Jr., and Harrison Burton in red. One guy who sits a little more comfortably than that is standing by with Kim.
Yeah, Lee, that's Chase Briscoe plus 6 points.
Here's Chase Briscoe. Any Briscoe fans?
Last weekend at Watkins Glen, the best of the playoff drivers, 43 points earned. I know you guys feel so good about that race. Is momentum real, especially when you're coming to a racetrack that is so different from last weekend?
Yeah, I think momentum's certainly real. You look at all the sports, right? Like when a team gets hot, it just can carry them so far. And I definitely feel like, from Darlington, throw Atlanta out, and then add on to Watkins Glen. Like from a momentum standpoint, we feel really good about it. So ride a really good Rush Truck Center's Ford Dark Horse here. It's going to be all about qualifying. The field is so tight, and that's something that we've been really good at here is qualifying. So hopefully I can do my part. I know the team will do their part here, and if I can do my job,
he's not running in Cup.
In a really good position for tomorrow night. So that's what we're trying to do.
In practice, we saw cars all over the racetrack. Do you have options here in qualifying, or are you going to be married to a single option?
Yeah, I don't know. I do think you could maybe sneak around the top and maybe do something. I think for us, it's a little too risky. And plus, our car is just, for whatever reason, way better on the bottom right now. So I'm definitely going to be pretty married to the bottom here, but it would not surprise me to see a guy or two, go up there and just see what it
Briscoe's
goes.
not good here on Truex.
It won't be me, though.
And we got to ask his
and
wife,
either
Marissa,
Truex
they are
only
expecting
has
twins.
like
I know
3
you're on
top
Baby Watch.
5s every
Is
race
Marissa
he's
watching?
raced here.
How is she?
Yeah, she's watching. So, hey, Marissa. Hey, Brooks. Yeah, she's doing good. She's about
That'd
to
be
pop.
something, Craig, if
Fortunately, was
Junior
able to
wins.
come here a little later. Rusty Rush, our sponsor this week, flew me over, so was spending as much time as I could at home. But hopefully, Marissa's listening. Keep them babies in there till Sunday at least.
Yeah, all our thoughts are going out to Marissa. He mentioned Brooks. That's his son. About to be a big brother, too. A little baby sister and brother.
Yes, well, we hope that it all goes to plan. I think Marissa might want them to come out maybe as soon as possible, though, Chase. We'll see.
All right, just waiting on qualifying to start. Appreciate everybody being here. Let's see what PRN's got to say.
How do you kind of adjust to the unexpected again?
I mean, it's just go back to what we used to do. It's actually probably a little simpler now than it was going to be with the tire fall off.
And a lot of drivers talked about the top coming in quicker. Did you feel it came in quicker than normal here today?
Yeah, everyone was up there. I mean, you saw it in Xfinity practice and the truck race last night. That the top was going to be pretty strong, and I'd expect that again tonight in the Xfinity race. I think eventually it'll over-rubber up there, and the bottom will come back into play, and it'll be like the Bristol of old that I think everyone knows and loves. It's a great racetrack, so looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, we know Joey Logano loves Bristol. It's one of his favorite tracks. He said it many times. We'll
Where's
see
my
if his
Logano
prediction comes
friends
true. Now
at?
let's send it over to Heather Goodbow.
And catching up now with William Byron. William, I heard you were overall pretty happy with your car.
Willie
but you said
B?
you needed some help in two. So what more do you need there?
Oh, cool, Chad.
Just
How'd it go?
Working on a little bit of ride quality over those bumps. You know, really when you run the top, you get over that bump pretty quick and abrupt. So just trying to work on that. I feel like we got that better, and then really just trying to marry the balance between the top and the bottom. So it was really fun practice because you could run all over the racetrack, and I think that's going to make for an awesome race. So excited about the race and feel like
Start
our
on
car
fire.
is really solid there. We're good on all the averages. Just gotta work on the balance just a
He's
little
in that
bit,
20
tweaking,
car.
and hopefully just have a solid qualifying effort that we can build on for tomorrow.
Now, you sound pretty confident in the fact that maybe you can move from the bottom to the top and back and forth, but do you have a preferred line here?
I don't know. It's really wherever your car works. You know, there's kind of some combinations that you can run here that seem to help the lap time, but it's really wherever your car works and wherever you can keep the tires cool down and happy. So that's what makes Bristol fun. I feel like
Really? He's never
enjoy
started
coming
a short
here.
track
I've
before?
Never won here, but I feel like I've always been in the mix. So just trying to be one of the guys tomorrow and one of the teams that can win.
Well, best of luck to you on trying to bring home that sword tomorrow evening.
Exactly, Raymond.
All right, by the way, we got a little bit of word about the track prep, Mark, and this comes to us from the folks that actually take care of this here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Says they sprayed resin today at 11:30 in the bottom 4 feet of the turns, and same as they did in the spring, same treatment as the spring. They can't use PJ1 with wet weather tires, so they only used resin, and no resin was put on the track as of yesterday.
Okay, and so what did they say? If they
No
did
resin
anything
on the
top
track.
groove?
Is that what he
Doesn't say,
said?
it just says the bottom 4 feet in the turns.
All right, let's go to Heather Williams.
Well, I have Chase Briscoe with me, and Chase.
Car Countdown Live, and then XW. Tomorrow we'll be on USA for Countdown to Green and Cup Series
CW at
Playoffs
6. All
first
right, so
cutoff
give me
race.
time to figure that
It
out.
is the best Pro Shops night race from Bristol Motor Speedway tomorrow night under the lights. And yes, look at that. All I want for my 50th
Short track.
birthday is to watch Martin Truex win in Bristol. So would he. He'd love to give you your birthday wish. That's
So
for
they
sure.
didn't spray the
And
resin, so
and
that's a
let
good
out
thing.
some pressure at that team. I was chatting with crew chief
Oh, and
James
did you
Small
ask
earlier
about
today,
the
and it's
chest
like,
mount, Chad?
it's not for any lack of work. This team has been working hard every week, but they just need they need a little break. They need some luck to go their way.
Nice.
Tough to wish that, Stevie, at a place like this.
Well, yeah, and it kind of starts a little bit with qualifying here, right? If you get a good
Yep.
lap, start towards the front, maybe
P15,
you can
P16,
stay on the lucky side
P17.
of the coin flips, because there are going to be some coin flips in this race when a wreck happens or someone makes a mistake, whether you're in front of it or behind it. It just happens so quickly you can get caught up into it.
So the word from the pits and race control is they're just waiting for the 20 of Christopher Bell to be pushed into line, and then we'll get to fire things up. Meanwhile,
Good gosh,
let's go
Christopher
down there.
Bell,
Kim, who
come
have
on,
you found?
man.
Oh, a four-time Bristol winner, including in the last two, Denny Hamlin. So you know what you need out of a winning race car here. Did you have it in what you had in practice?
Yeah, certainly after 10, 15 laps, I was pretty happy with it.
Needs some short run fire-off speed, but, obviously qualifying we got 2 laps, so we'll try to get after it the best we can, and certainly like my car once we got going.
As you look at this race, minus 6 points, you can win here. Does that change your approach, though, being under the elimination line versus if you were to come here above it?
No, not really. I mean, certainly the more offensive that we can be, probably puts others in a defensive mode, and at that point, that's usually when you can score.
I think offensive in Atlanta would have been if he could go back and do anything different, right? I mean, they kind of rode around
not ride
there,
the back of the pack all night.
Denny. So it's not a crazy thought. And I've heard a lot of comments, even our own Kyle Petty didn't like the 20-point comment. But I do understand where Denny's saying about analytics, right? With the points he ran into this round, if he scores 20, 20, 20, 60 points over the 3 races, then I do agree with Denny that he advances. I just think
here we go.
Hindsight, Jeff,
my meat and bone favorite pick, Kaz Gralla.
With the type of Atlanta race that we saw.
He simply went into Atlanta lacking confidence because of what had happened at the drafting racetracks prior.
Right.
He just didn't think he could get the point, so he decided to play at that. And, look, the only thing that matters is how they come out of this round.
Kaz
if he comes out
Gralla.
of this round and advances, then he was right. And maybe we don't know what would have happened if he'd have been in the front. Maybe he got wrecked and would have gotten less points.
Never used it in the old days.
On track, first car for qualifying, Kaz Gralla.
Kaz Gralla.
We're racing qualifying format here, not just 1 lap, 2 laps. It's your best lap that counts.
The chaos of the spring helped Kaz Gralla finish 19th in his only start in Bristol.
And ran well in that race. He finished 19th, but I think he actually ran better than that. A lot of the time, he was in the mix.
Second lap faster. So you mentioned 2 laps. Second lap faster. Jeff, you think that's consistent? What are we expecting? First lap versus second lap? I ask you because I didn't dare say because I didn't know. So I'm just going to ask Jeff.
Well, I think one thing that I'm curious to see, will anyone use, here you go. This is what I wanted to see. This is what I thought would happen. Use the top of the racetrack coming to get the green flag. On time now.
Justin Haley, last time.
Justin Haley in the 51, as reported earlier, will be driving the 7 at Spire Motorsports starting in Kansas.
10th fastest in practice.
Yes. Finished 12th back in 2022 here at Bristol. There you go, 15:50. Fastest lap we saw in all of practice was Ty Gibbs.
Haley on the top there.
So Haley is kind of teasing with it right now. We apologize. The telemetry's down to show you ahead or behind.
This lap looked really nice, just a little bit slower.
Well done, Justin Haley. Big day. Faced plenty of questions from the media earlier with that press conference announcing the driver swap.
There's Austin Dillon.
Racing and Spire Motorsports. As Austin Dillon rolls out on the track.
Great looking race car right here. I love it.
3 top 10s at Bristol. This team, remember Richmond. Remember how well they ran. A lot of controversy clearly about the end. But think about the speed they had. They were leading that race so that caution came out. Now coming to another short track, Steve, you wonder how much confidence, although completely different, still a short track, how much confidence Richmond gave them for a race like this.
Lap 1.
Yep, you heard about it, Raymond. What do you think about it, Raymond?
Haley ran on his 2nd lap. So let's see if it's an improvement on lap 2 for the 3. Clock tells us as Austin Dillon gets to the line, and it was not, so he stays at that 15:55. Justin Haley stays on top.
How you not going to be faster than Justin Haley?
With the Bass Pro Shops logo. It is the Bass Pro night race here at Bristol tomorrow night. And you can see there, Noah Gragson with the hood, Martin Truex Jr., both hood and side.
Keep hitting that like button for us as you're coming in. Try to get 200
Johnny
likes.
Morris Diff just wanted to give you
We're only at 140.
test.
Help us get that 200 likes.
It will.
Put them all straight.
It will. It will.
Here comes Eric Jones.
This has been a good racetrack for Eric. 2 Xfinity wins. Finished 2nd here. 4 top 5s in Cup. Loves coming here.
Look how close, and this is what we're going to see, short track qualifying. A 50, a 55, and a 55, right? They're going to just be, oh, big moment right there. That has to get your attention, Jeff, that back of the car.
About lost it there for Eric Jones.
Trying to find a little more pace. Back of the car didn't have the grip.
That Jones boy.
Oh, wait.
There you go, down in the corner, and just around the back comes. Yeah, that's wild. You think about it. just try and just maybe driving in 10 feet deep, 10, maybe 3 feet, and that changes the car. Teammate John Hunter Nemechek.
Hunter Nemechek.
Look at that difference between second and third at the moment. 1/1000th of a second to Stevie's point. Super close. You're going to get a feel for what John Hunter Nemechek's got here. First lap. There you go, leapfrogs Kaz Grala. And again, another 1/1000th of a second.
That first lap wasn't clean, though. I think there might be some more speed in this car this time.
15.5.
Right around the yellow lines. Let's see if it's better. Yes.
Nicely done. Leapfrogs his way up to second.
2.
As we join Kim.
And Christopher Bell has finished top 10 in the last 3 Bristol races. As we look at qualifying, though, how much easier can your day be made with a top 10 starting position here?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be pretty important to have track position.
Any
but
Christopher Bell fans in the
I'm just
chat?
happy that
Let me
the
see those
track rubbered
20s.
up and we get to race and race hard. So whenever Bristol's like this is my favorite track on the schedule. So I love it.
A happy Christopher Bell means a good racetrack. Christopher currently plus 46 in the playoffs to the elimination line.
Todd Gillen on the track, and what he's talking about there is the rubber, the car's
See those
moving around.
20s.
It sounds like he feels that tire wear isn't going to be an issue. He's going to be able to just go hard, not be held back by his crew chief.
Copy.
We've got our telemetry back.
Yeah, I'll talk to you guys.
Keep your eyes on the graphic, bottom right of your screen. It's green for Gilliland at the moment.
This could be whole winning speed. Let's see what happens. There you go. So far, fastest time.
First into the
Front row
15.4
motorsports, baby.
range in
That's
this
what they do.
portion of qualifying anyway. Todd Gilliland and Front Row Motorsports. to the top.
Front row
Like I
motorsports.
said, pole winning speed. I mean, at the time, I don't think that's going to do it for overall fast time. A lot of good cars left to go.
Ryan Preece.
Next
You
up,
see
it's
those
Ryan Preece
41s.
for Stuart Haas.
Not much, just starting qualifying now. Group A.
Ryan Preece, one of the SHR drivers. I think we're kind of all waiting to hear where he's going to run. Remember, Stuart Haas Racing closing at the end of the year. We've kind of got some of the pathways for drivers and crew chiefs. Ryan Preece on one of them currently. Great lap right here against Grala. Will put him all the way to the top. To your point, Jeff,
43.
a 48 hundredths of a second faster than Gilliland.
The first Stuart Haas
We're listening
car,
to
so
Ryan Preece's scanner as
So
well.
everybody on that team is waiting to debrief, see what they can learn from this lap.
How about that?
I mean, I felt like I got everything
Great
I
speed.
could. I don't know
Good
what
run.
to tell you.
Well done.
Was pretty.
One of his
pretty happy
teammates
with
is
it.
up next in Noah Gregson.
Yeah, it'd just be a matter
So
of what the track does here as cars run on him.
15.40 is the time to chase at the moment set by Ryan
There's
Preece.
Noah Gregson.
Noah's another driver, much like Eric Jones, that comes to this racetrack with some confidence, won some Xfinity races here. And continuing into, as this year goes, the Stuart Haas team going to shut down next year, going to run one car, but they haven't quit fighting. They haven't quit bringing good race cars, commitment. Been impressive to watch. A good lap.
What a great 3 and 4.
Noah had a terrific qualifying effort last weekend. at
Gregson,
Watkins Glen,
2,
and there he
P2.
is, slides into second after his first flying lap.
That Bass Pro Shops Winchester
It was all down
Ford.
here, too. I mean, once again, another great 3 and 4 gives a little back.
150
It was a
likes and
very
see if we can get to
average lap
200
at the
really
end of the
quick.
back straightaway.
Got 400 in here.
Great 2 sets of corners.
Stuart Haas teammates. 1 and 2 provisionally at the moment. Kim?
All smiles from Chris Buescher after last week's Watkins Glen. You played spoiler. I know you want to do it again this week.
Michael McDowell. Let's see what he's got.
And what it takes to be fast here. How do you put together a fast qualifying lap?
You know, the place has been really good to RFK.
I just
and,
accepted
fast,
the fastest
pretty
2
good
laps.
practice. A couple little things that we feel like we can definitely do to make it better.
Right here.
I'll do what we did last time qualifying here.
What's up, Georgia Shine?
Put ourselves behind to start, so we can have a nice, smooth qualifying lap. We've been able to run really well or even win here from very deep in the field. We just don't want to make it hard on ourselves. So that's going to be an important run right here. Got a good spot going out, kind of right in the middle of our group, so we'll have plenty to watch. You ready to go?
Chris Buescher won this race 2 years ago.
Now P3 so far.
From last weekend at Watkins Glen. It's the first time in more than a
6:30 Central.
RFK,
I'll be on at
or
6
if you want to
p.m.
say
Central.
Roush Fenway, since they've had multiple drivers win. in a Cup season. So well done to Chris.
Here's Ross Chastain. Let me see those watermelons.
Track. He ended up third, just a little bit quicker than teammate.
Watermelons in the chat.
Big, high 3 and 4 coming to the line for Chastain.
This team's been running well the last few weeks.
Chris Jack says, look at those Fords. Yep.
Look at this lap.
Really good.
Stupid Ripper be happy.
To the good.
We see those watermelons.
Right to the top. 15.3. 15.384. What was the best in practice? 15.385.
I told you, Chastain.
So that's the quickest lap we've seen today.
The top 4 cars all ran their fastest lap on the first lap.
And there's still a second round of qualifying, so you wonder as we get later.
All right, here's the fastest car in practice before Ty Gibbs took it. Ryan Blaney.
I'm sure, Jeff, you always feel.
Let me see my Blaney fans.
But if you're one of the last cars out and you know that you're locked in, you might see guys shut it down and save 1 lap on their tires.
So Ryan Blaney rolls out on the track. Coming up next
Susan,
is Harrison Burton, then Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., and several others. The last in this first group will be Christopher Bell, but Blaney is up to speed. He's in the green. His practice session was very impressive.
That's only 5th fastest. I think they were expecting much more speed out of this car.
Trending the wrong way. So many cars still to go. This is going to make the task at hand in the playoff situation more difficult. I don't believe there's any way he stays inside the top 5 with still, what do we have, 7 more playoff
Blaney
drivers
P5. That's surprising.
He'll end up mid-pack, you know. And
where's that 11 hat, CeeLo? It makes him top 5.
Maybe 9th, 8th, 10th, something in that area.
Row 10 turns into 20 pretty quick. Yeah.
Up next, the Wood brothers, Harrison Burton.
Harrison Burton
needs something special here tomorrow night to stay alive in the playoffs.
Well, wait.
We got a little loose.
Recover. Got to put that behind
Hit
you.
that like button, trying to get to 200 likes, y'all.
You got to get a good second lap.
Big news for Harrison Burton. It was announced his plans for next year. He'll drive for AM Racing, the Xfinity Series, so we now know where he's going to land. Wants to finish this year strong. Oh, the back of the car just looks really unsettled when he tugs on the wheel.
Yeah, but this is going to bury them back in the pack. I mean, that's going to be, you know, back in the, you know, row 15, 16. That is not what you want. Just way around.
We got loose right there at turn 2.
And that takes the task at hand, and it really is an uphill battle because, as you mentioned, he's going to be outside probably the top 30.
Qualifying day is so important. It really matters in this series where you start.
All right, Denny.
All right, well, the man
what you
who
got,
said
baby?
I put myself in an awkward position.
Was he sandbagging during practice? Let's find
last
out.
Weekend, this man here, Denny Hamlin in the 11, the FedEx Toyota out on track. In the green early. Will it stay that way?
Back of his car looked a little nervous also in 1 and 2.
34
Much better
and
in 3 and 4. Whoa, big lift.
Come on, stay on. Going back to our
Goes to the top, 15.344.
A big lift, it still goes to the top.
Well,
can he improve on it?
Oh.
A little more patient back to the throttle.
Sandbagging.
He does.
He improved it slightly.
No.
So 15.333 and provisionally
Yo,
the
Denny.
fastest in this first
Sandbagging, baby. That's what we like.
All right, just listen.
He about lost it, though. He about hit the wall at the start-finish line.
Think of how far out of the corner he is, right? He's way up what you think would be basically the straightaway.
And he still was the fastest.
We're going to see that so much tonight in the Xfinity and tomorrow night in the Cup. That's almost
All right,
how
Truex.
Right, because he has the whole track to work with. Left tire tracks, actually, for the 11. So
He's
now
got.
imagine being the car
He's my Truex fan.
Car out there. So we saw a good pace out of Ty Gibbs in practice. We've seen Hamlin sit on top. Now here comes another JGR car, Martin Truex Jr.
Oh, another great lap.
Truex.
White flag, 15.31. There you go. James Small makes the call. You're good with only 4 cars left to go. He knows Truex will advance, save a lap on the tire.
Truex knocks Denny off. Ugh.
Hamlin couldn't quite do it because remember, he improved his second lap, but with the math would say if everyone beat him, he'd be knocked out. He had to run that second lap.
All right,
Just
Chase. I see you, Chase.
And you hear the roar of the car on track. It's the 9 of Chase Elliott. Logano, Larson, and Bell will follow.
Chase Elliott got.
Clock's on. Challenging that.
Hit that subscribe, y'all. We'd love to
on the first lap and slots right
have
in
you
the
join
middle
our
of it,
channel
right
if
in
you
the
have
third.
not
Different
already.
scheme on the 9, Lumar on the side. I met a few of the executives from this company yesterday around the racetrack. Super excited to be partnered with Chase Elliott.
Thanks for all the
NASCAR's
subscribes, y'all.
most
We're
popular
almost back
driver,
up to
looking for a
our
good run in qualifying,
21,600.
That's gonna be. That's not a guarantee with Logano, Larson, and Bell.
Yeah,
Chase
P3.
P3.
Interesting to see if that 15.40 or 15.38 was his fast time. So 15.38, will that be enough?
Copy.
Big surprise of qualifying so far has been the reigning series champion.
Yep. Locks in no
Ryan
matter
Blaney,
what.
Locked out.
Logano, Larson, Bell.
No top 10s in the last 7 races at this racetrack. 2 wins here.
There's Logano.
Shocking to me that we can go to Bristol that
Man,
many times in a row.
you
Joey
were right.
Logano
Group A
and
is
his team.
stacked.
No top 10s, but they can get one tomorrow night, but it starts right here with a good qualifying effort.
Think about the
And
story.
dropping those
a year ago.
22s.
This was
Yeah,
the
he's
site
safe.
Where Joey Logano was eliminated from the playoffs. He knows he's through now with that win. It's going to be just a complete different set of emotions a year later.
What's up,
Green
Teresa?
So far, but it's tight. It's really tight. Now it goes, falls over into the red.
P8.
Not what Logano was looking for.
P8.
Only 8th fastest on that first lap.
Yeah, just ran a little better than his teammate, Blaney. Crew chief saying, or someone telling me he needs a 10th, but to be honest, Steve, down the back straightaway, it's nothing. Yeah, you can't find a 10th over there in one corner.
How about 100th? I can find you 100th, maybe. Look at that, the teammates together, 8th.
All right, where's my 5? Jamie dropping the 5 already. Where's my Lawson? Where's my Kyle Lawson fan?
Truex, Hamlin, Elliott will absolutely make it to the next round of qualifying. Will Larson and Bell, 2 playoff drivers, join them?
Where are they at?
The nervous watch is by Ryan Preece to see just how fast these guys will go. And I'm sure at this stage, with the strength of Larson and Bell coming, he'd be expecting to be bounced, but who knows?
Look at this. Look at this different approach on corner exit. He's not even nowhere near the bottom of the racetrack. This time he is.
Ryan Preece says, by that much. Almost made it, Ryan. Still a good qualifying effort.
P5.
This will be an improvement, which might be the difference. It will. That guarantees Larson to run again, regardless of what
Larson
Bell does.
P3.
So that second lap, very valuable for Larson. That was huge.
Gibbs cars first and second.
All right, Christopher Bell.
The top 3.
Final car in this first group. Then we turn the page, go to group 2.
Thank you, Chris Jackson, for subscribing. We appreciate you.
We'll go back again.
Thank you so much.
Set the field for tomorrow night's Bass Pro Shop night race. Here's Christopher Bell, up to speed. Lap start now.
Christopher Bell, get in the top 5.
I believe this won't be a great lap with Gibbs teammates first and second. That comparison is to the 5th place Ross Chastain. It's green. Oh, he lights it up. Big time lights it up.
Wow.
And goes to the top. I believe he shut it off before he got the radio. He knew that that's either good enough or not, but
Look at that. Watch this. Christopher Bell in the gas. Fully committed. Car is sideways. Great job.
Even got a wry smile from Ross.
Car looks
Chastain.
dangerous,
He's like, all right,
y'all.
if I'm gonna get
Christopher
kicked out of
Bell.
the top 5, I'll get kicked out with style.
So there's your top 5. Christopher Bell, Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Ross Chastain. So I missed out on Denny and Truex. I didn't see that coming. But there you go. I thought Chase would be there, and I thought Logano would definitely be there in the top 5. But I was wrong. Christopher Bell, Truex, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Ross Chastain will move on to the next round. And now we're in Group B qualifying. Group B qualifying. And the list consists of this: Josh Bilicki, Ricky Stenhouse, Recky, Daniel Hemrick, AJ Allmendinger, Kyle Busch, my rowdy friends, Josh Berry, Bubba Wallace, Zane Smith, Corey LaJoy, Carson Hocevar, Chris Buescher, Willie B., Brad Keselowski, Tyler Reddick, Ty Gibbs, Alex Bowman, Daniel Suarez, Chase Briscoe, and Austin Cindric. All right, this one's going to be a little tough. You did. Ken predicted it. Seabell in a flat short track is scary. I know. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go Tyler Reddick, Ty Gibbs, Willie B. There's 3. You know what? I think Josh Berry can do it. He's a Ford. I'm going Josh Berry. You know what? Let's throw in Kyle Busch. So Rowdy, Josh Berry, Ty Gibbs, and Tyler Reddick. There's my top 5. Kimberly's got Wallace, Buescher, Byron, Reddick, Gibbs. Jake's got Byron, Briscoe, Bowman, Reddick, Hocevar. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Hocevar. He was fast in practice as well. It's going to be interesting here. And this Group B is going to be a little different than Group A. Group A had so many good drivers in it. So Kyle Busch is not making it, Corey says. Hey, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, bro. Kyle Busch, how many times has Kyle Busch won here? Like 1,000 times? Like, dislikes going KFB. Out of this group, Gibbs, Reddick, Bowman. Gibbs, Reddick, Bowman for Kelly. Loy says, watch my fast dark horse Suarez in the 99 with his winning motor. Look at you, dark horse. Bronny says, Kyle Busch never won the dirt version of 2022. Yeah, true.
The first one.
All right, here's Josh Blicky. Anybody want some Arby's? Anybody thinking some Arby's here?
Josh Blicky in the 66. This is the beginning.
Keep hitting that subscribe, y'all. Keep hitting that like button for us.
Making his second start of 2024. 3 starts here at Bristol. Josh Blicky.
If you just joined
predict a lot of wrecking.
It is a power.
We thought about that in the truck
Joe
race
Gibbs
last night.
Racing.
What happened?
1, 2, and 3 from the first group. Christopher Bell, Martin Truex, and Denny Hamlin. This is the beginning.
You don't like
of
Arby's?
Group 2, and Josh sets the time for everybody to see as a marker. And
They have everything on the menu now.
On track now.
They don't make.
Start that chasing process.
All right, Recky.
Early at Watkins Glen.
That was a big crunch, wasn't it?
Recky Spinhouse.
Big old bang.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate when you wreck or get wrecked that early in the race. You just don't take anything out of it. And we talked earlier about drivers. Some drivers love this racetrack. Some people don't like it at all. I think Ricky Stenhouse is one of those drivers that does like it. Some runner-up finishes here, but always seems to have good pace.
To see what he runs, it looks like you had to be in the 30s in Group 1. A 47 here, so that would have been just outside the top 5. Be interested to see how this group compares. Looks like he's compared to himself. He's improving.
Dasani
Touch the apron
watered
there.
Kroger car.
Whoa, gets a little taily. 15.467.
No, Chase did not
Ricky
make the top 5.
Stenhouse.
He was 6th.
And his qualifying.
Chastain
so
did.
To Steve's point, Group 1, the fast times were in the 15.3 second range. So that cut was 15.4 for Chase Elliott.
It's a Doritos and Mountain Dew.
So
Daniel Hemrick
time
get
references
hungry.
as we work through this second group.
I wasn't starving until I saw this car.
A lot of news this week. This is a Collie car, and some pretty interesting news coming out. Ty Norris.
Oh, well, on my thing it showed Chase.
Going to Collie to be chief business officer.
Chastain.
Ty's been
What's
around
up, Chris?
this sport for a long time.
I guess we'll find out here in a little bit.
And Daniel Hemrick, we haven't heard what his plans are for next year.
And Daniel finishes with the provisional fastest time as we join Kim Kuhn.
And Austin Cindric, who has back-to-back top 10 finishes in the first 2 playoff races. So after practice, you know what you have in your car. Is it enough to continue that streak here this weekend with another top 10?
Yeah, I think this
AJ Allmendinger.
the field's covered over by only a couple tenths of a second. So I think that'll be the right start for a 500
Great
laps.
vacation,
Think about a long race, still that important to qualify well here. So we got the best draw you could ever ask for. So obviously courtesy the last couple weeks, but yeah, we'll see what we got.
Austin Cindric, you mentioned the best draw. He is the last driver to take his qualifying lap here at Bristol.
Yeah, it just got loose.
AJ Allmendinger goes to the top with a pretty swift lap by 1/1000th of a second over Hemrick.
All right, where's my rowdy friends? He's up.
And you heard the radio from AJ saying, sorry, I got pretty loose there.
Rowdy.
But the time was already on the board.
Conversation here between teammates. Daniel Suarez goes out third from last in this group, trying to get
We see my rowdy friends.
Riding on board with Kyle Busch. I thought this car was better than the timer showed in practice. We'll see if he can have that translated into qualifying. Not the lap he's looking for right now. I think he's looking to go
Not at all.
better, AJ Allmendinger. This is going to be behind both
The grade A.
cars. Is that a downshift?
It was
Yeah,
a
down to
downshift.
fourth. So he didn't feel that the
P3 at least.
Kyle Busch putting in some work.
Sure is. Provisional third best time so far. Is there any improvement here? No. So that 15.393 will put him in the middle of the top 5 zone for now.
Looked like the car didn't turn the way he wanted to. You saw his hands. It was just kind of pushed into the left.
All right, here's Josh Berry. I think he's going to be in the top 10.
Josh Berry started second, so qualified great, finished 12th back here in March. Had a quietly nice year, 4 top 10s so far this year. Him and Rodney Childers get a little bit of movement in the car right there.
Yeah, it looks loose.
Remember one of his Stuart Haas teammates, Ryan Preece, almost made the top 5 from Group 1. So there's speed in these cars, and he shows us, puts it 4th at the moment. It's green. Jeff looking good. He's going on with it. Great second lap.
Car started
Heat 3, Josh Berry.
Second lap, he's back in the car, locked down a little more.
And able to leapfrog one more position. So goes ahead of Kyle Busch with a 15.378.
All right. Next, Bubba.
Awkward looking bit of smoke behind the 23 for me. Wasn't sure what that was. Didn't expect it.
Bubba Wallace announced this week.
Bubba
signed a
Wallace.
multi-year extension with 23
My
laps.
Bubbles fans, where you at?
Didn't make the playoffs. Not the kind of year they wanted. He was disappointed in that, but this team working together to continue to build.
And I was happy to see that. There's a lot of business conversations with 2311 and charters, and nothing we're going to
Good to see
waste
you,
the
Davey.
poor viewers'
Glad to be
time
back.
getting into right here. But I wondered what that would look like for drivers like Bubba Wallace. That contract was a good sign, and a good sign for speed in this 23
won.
car as he goes to the top. He looks like he might improve on it right here. This might be down in the 2s.
Wow. Great lap, Bubba Wallace. It is 15.292. Best time of the day.
Yeah, we were talking about how long you could hold.
This was crazy. The car fired up. I couldn't tell if it was tire smoke, like he burned the rear tires, or whether it was...
Yeah, he peeled out.
Just trying to spin the tires, I think, Steve. Trying to get some
He
heat
peeled
in them.
out of there.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. It's kind of weird. When we cut to it, I couldn't tell what it was, but it caught my attention.
All right, up
Drag strip
next,
Right here behind.
Zane Smith.
That's right. Maybe you learned that.
How about
Zane
on
Smith
track
in that
now?
71.
Finished 5th at Watkins Glen. Second top 5 in his Cup career.
You love this paint
That was
job?
a 5th on raw speed. I mean,
Yeah.
they did make some good pit decisions, but it wasn't like a quirky strategy. He just kind of drove up there, and it was pretty impressive. Like I said, all 3 Spire cars.
Keep hitting that subscribe, y'all. Keep hitting that like button.
Close here by just a few.
Trying to get to
hundredths of a
200
second.
likes.
Now
There's
it's kind
500 of y'all in
trending
here.
the wrong direction for
Sure
Zane
as someone
Smith.
hadn't subscribed yet.
Provisionally 7th at the moment.
Not going to be the starting spot he was hoping for. It's just, you know, when you
What's up,
start to
Lord
back at
with
Bristol,
Rowe? What's going on?
you have to
Chase
be
fans,
just
he's on fire, he said.
to catch the cautions at the right time, try to
Thank
stay
you,
on the
Chase
lead
fan
lap. If
9.
you get a lap down, though, you can't quit because things happen so quickly here. But you know.
All right, here's
when you
LaJoy
start
for the
back-
last time.
I mean, it's 30 laps, and leader is right on you.
Let's go for Corey LaJoy in the Mattress Warehouse number 7. Steve mentioned this earlier in the broadcast.
Corey
about
LaJoy.
the driver swap with Justin Haley.
Pretty good,
and this
man.
Here, who will be
Ready for a
headed
good race tonight.
to Rick Ware Racing.
Good turns.
I think Group B is outside.
You have a busy week ahead of him.
It is. I love
Done
that
it.
paint job.
Whoa, loose, but a good lap. P1.
Really good lap. Look at that.
He'll have
Look
a-
at Corey
he'll have a busy
LaJoy.
week Trying to get us accustomed to
He's like, oh,
his
okay.
new team.
All right, hustle back around to the front.
Everything from putting
P1.
seats in the cars to understanding
15,
what
25.
everybody's
Nice job,
jobs
baby.
are.
So you want
It
to get
is
rid
a
of me in this
lot
7? Okay.
to process over a week, and this happened very quickly. You see the 7 car, Corey LaJoy,
Just coming around the front here. Just
a
stay
little
low.
bit of lack of rear
but,
grip
clean
there,
up your
but not
tires
enough
good.
to hurt him.
All right, Corey LaJoy.
At least not a lot.
All right, here's Carson Osavar. Fast in
man
practice.
Had a phenomenal run last weekend at Watkins Glen. Carson Hocevar on track right now. So we saw the first Spire car.
Oh, Hocevar.
Didn't have the speed in it that Zane Smith wanted. And then out comes Corey LaJoy to put it on the
Almost to
provisional
200
top
likes, man. We're
spot.
trying to get there.
This is great
500
as
plus
well.
in here. Come on.
Car turns well, Steve, through the middle of the corner.
Right there. 28 to the 39.
Give it to Spire Motorsports to come
Yeah,
out here with
good
cars that have grip and are doing what the drivers are asking them to do.
Into 3.
Gator?
It's starting to not be a surprise.
Osavar.
That's a great point,
Good
Jeff.
job,
I
bud.
think this
Let's see where it holds
organization, if you go back 4 or
Me
5
too.
years, they'd always owned charters, but then they started to run those businesses themselves, ran their own race teams, continue to grow.
Imagine
So
if he wins,
Cambridge
right?
Come on board as a real big partner.
He's like,
and
maybe you
infused
want to
some
stay with us.
finances, which has allowed them to continue to grow.
All right, here's
Companies
Mr.
like Mattress
Busher,
Warehouse,
who
on
won
the hood,
last
you
week. Any
mentioned it.
Chris
It
Busher
was
fans
last
out
week as
there?
well in the 77,
Excited for your
so
win last week?
Spire is continuing to become a real
Mr. Busher,
and effective race
JJ,
team
good to
week
see
in and week
you.
out. The Watkins Glen winner, Chris Busher, on track in his RFK Racing Ford. Likes this place, has won here. And it's going to be just fine with him if he continues to be a spoiler, Jeff.
And nor would it surprise any of us.
P4.
This is a very good race team. Obviously had multiple opportunities to win races in the regular season, which would have put them in the playoffs, and had themselves in good point position, but just a bit of surprise winners in the last few races of the regular
Fourth place
season.
for Chris
and knocked
Busher.
Right out. So, but they didn't.
No, I
get
never
down.
got to go in there.
They kept fighting. Come back to Watkins Glen. That
Never got
last
to go
few
in there.
laps He drove.
We
were
did
super
sign up for it, I
impressive at
guess,
Watkins Glen.
in time.
Kind of in my eyes, put enough
I wanted
pressure
to.
on SVG to force him into
Never
a
did.
mistake.
Here's Willie
William
B.
Byron hits the track for his turn in qualifying. How quick will this Hendrick Motorsports Chevy be? His teammates, Kyle Larson, Chase
up, Daryl?
Elliott,
Good to
they're
see
in
you.
the 5 from the first group.
Old school Roush,
Trending
Mark
in the
Madden
right
fan.
direction.
Awesome,
It's green,
man.
It's quick, it's swift. Second at the moment.
21. Good for now.
Got you a 6 Pfizer hat.
Second and looking to improve, trending to a better lap right now. Can he keep the grip? Oh, the back of the car.
A little bit.
Kind of got away
The
from him,
second
but it's
lap,
still going to
3-4.
be good enough for the
Left the
top,
line
I
a little
believe.
bit, but,
Willie B.
Probably
Good
underdrove
call.
the first lap a touch.
15-2-1-7, William Byron to the top.
21.
Yeah, I think for William and his team, if
Willie B.
they could
We knew that
qualify
was
well
coming.
and get good stage 1 points,
All
that
right.
gives them
Bad
flexibility.
Brad.
That's right.
If
Mr.
they
Bad
don't have a
Brad. Let's
good
see what he's
second
got.
Stage or the end of the race. So we talked earlier about how important qualifying is, certainly for that team.
How about Keselowski? 12 below, right? If he could start in the front row and maybe win stage
Oh,
one,
awesome,
bang
kid.
those 10 points.
I've done pits one time in
Had to get out
Bristol.
of gas.
You hated it? That's funny.
Pretty far off his teammate, 0.2 of a second at the start-finish line. That's 11th in this group.
That is not where
Bad
you want to start. You wanna come
Brad.
here
Let's
and
see
make
what
up
you
points.
got,
Made
son.
an adjustment from behind the wheel.
Checker flag
Much
here, back
better
to the front
lap.
first
It's
pit road,
green.
please.
Even, albeit marginally, now it goes
36
back into
on
the
lap
red.
two,
It's
50
drifting
lap one.
either side of that. I don't think it's going to be enough, and it's not.
Nope.
Brad Keselowski, 8th.
It's not enough,
8th
but
for Bad Brad.
you know, from the first lap to the second lap, he gained about 4 rows. Right?
All right,
And
Reddick.
so not what he's going to want, but it could have been much worse.
See what he's got. I think he's going to the top on this one right here.
Interestingly enough, another
no video of this. Xfinity will have some cams, but they don't supply anything for qualifying.
Trying to get some heat in those rear tires. Well, it worked for Bubba Wallace. He was on top for a period there. Now Wallace has seen himself slip to 4th. Can he hang on? The list of drivers still to come. After Tyler Reddick, Ty Gibbs, Alex Bowman, Daniel Suarez.
That would be crazy, Chase.
Chase Briscoe
will be an upset of all.
Austin Cindric.
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
He was as low as anyone that I've seen into turn 3 that lap. That just kind of missed turn 1. Had to shut it down this second lap. So that puts him 5th fastest. I'd be surprised if that's going to be good enough.
I don't know about that.
You might be looking at the pole sitter right here. I have a feeling
thank you, Daryl.
Going to go really fast.
Well, judging by his JGR teammates,
yep,
that's the mode.
We're getting there. Hanging in there.
Bell,
here's Ty Gibbs,
Hamlin,
legend in training.
Let's go. Let's see what Ty Gibbs has got.
Love that.
Legend in training.
Coming up through the gears, trying to build as much speed as possible. And look how fast things happen. Green flag.
Green flag and oh boy.
Ooh, Gibbs got loose.
Big moment. Those moves on the wheel are huge. Now he's got to kind of get it back together. Runs the top on purpose. Knew that lap was no good. Gave it up. That could be the difference maker.
He's there. He's close. He's getting it back. It's gone to green. Ty Gibbs on his 2nd lap.
Oh, he beat Reddick.
Big comeback. Big comeback. That
he beat Reddick.
On lap 1 was gigantic. We were on board. Jeff, look at it from outside the car.
Yeah, so look how loose he gets. Chases the
Ooh, he was all over the place.
The wherewithal and the intelligence to not panic. Knowing now I've got to carry speed back to the start-finish line. Ran the top of 3 and 4 to come to the
Ty Gibbs
lap with as much speed as possible. That was smart driving.
All right, here's Alex Bowman. Any 48 fans out there? 48.
He's the 48 of Alex Bowman.
Byron at the top with a 21.
Keep hitting that subscribe, y'all, if you haven't already. And hit that like for us.
Lap for Bowman. The monster playoff run for Bowman continues. Top of the board.
Look at Bowman.
Wow.
How about that?
Wow. 15.197.
He hasn't really said much. He's not telling people what he's going to do. He's just going and doing it.
That's so. When your results
you beat Billy all the time.
Talking, that's always a great feeling.
I mean, that's who Alex Bowman is.
Alex Bowman.
He hasn't let the pressure.
He was fast in practice.
Being a Cup driver.
San Diego kid, man, your boy.
And Steve said it great earlier. You know, people forget he was coming back from a major injury.
You already called the 24 and the 48 on the top.
Races.
3 to go.
All right, here's Lloyd's boy. Suarez.
On track.
I was worried about his speed in practice. 35th on the single lap, and it's showing right here in qualifying. I mean, this is going to be near the bottom of this entire group. It is 16th quick, only 1 slower.
And Suarez do it.
Looks on. I don't think he's going to be under threat here, although it's a better comeback lap by
the joy's
Daniel
locked
Suarez
in.
second, but then the time's drifting away now. So Wallace will hang on, as that's not what Daniel Suarez was looking for.
I mean, 36 points above, but he will start in the last 2 rows of a half-mile track where the leaders will be right. You just said, what, 20
All right, Briscoe.
And so far, of the playoff drivers, he and Harrison Burton could line up in the last 2 rows
Briscoe.
of a very large pack.
We'll be bringing you the live coverage of the Xfinity race after this at 6 Central. Y'all, 6 Central. We'll be bringing you the Xfinity race.
Good lap so far.
Yep, and it's getting even better.
It's going the wrong way, but still going to be good. Shut her down.
There you go, straight to P2. Wallace knows that that's it for qualifying for him for the day.
About what you need for round 2.
Look at first and second speed. Identical. And that is wild to me, that you can go average 126 miles an hour around a half-mile racetrack and run the exact same speed.
Austin Cindric.
2 different companies, 2 different drivers go around the racetrack at the exact same speed.
Last spot here.
Track. Corey LaJoy is guaranteed a spot in the next phase.
It will be
of
a battle,
well
like last year,
effort.
Davey.
If there's a driver of the round award, this guy gets it. He has brought the very best to these playoffs. In my eyes, no one's done better at going into the playoffs and improving from the regular season than Austin Cindric and this team.
He sits 3rd in the playoff standings.
Great second lap. He's made an improvement, trending green. Can he just hold it? Even if it's not good enough to advance, it should move him up the list a little bit. Currently 14th, that's way back. Oh, he could not improve. Really went away in 3 and 4. Look at the excitement.
Yeah, look at Alex Bowman and Briscoe.
Welcome to the second round of qualifying.
2 Spire Motorsports Chevrolets in the top 5 from Group 2. Awesome effort.
All right, so Alex Bowman, Chase Briscoe, William Byron, Corey LaJoy, Carson Hocevar are your top 5. 6 through 19 will start on the outside line, I believe, of the race tomorrow. So take a look there. So we'll be the top 10 here in just a second. And just as a reminder, we will be bringing you the Xfinity race. I'll have you transported over to that race as well. Plus, I'll have the pinned link in the message. I'm going to work on that right now. From the stands, look at him. Where are we at? Xfinity race. All right. Share. Copy. All right. Get ready. Oh, Kimbro became a member. Thank you, Kimbro. Appreciate you. Join us for the Xfinity race. At 6 p.m. Central. Paste. And I'm going to pin message that. So there's that. And I'll have it redirected as well. So you guys can go straight over to the race. And when you get over there, make sure you hit a like. But, oh, thank you, man. All right, so just waiting on the top 10. So here's your top 10. It is Kyle Larson, Corey LaJoy, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, Martin Truex Jr., Christopher Bell, William Byron, Alex Bowman, Carson Hocevar is your top 10. Who is getting the pole here? Don't put that evil on us, Rema. Rema, watching the local news here, Bristol said we have a 30% chance of showers tomorrow. It's all right. We got rain tires. It doesn't matter. We have rain tires, so we're cool. Rain tires at the short tracks. We're cool. We'll take rain tires. You always get 2 likes from me and 1 on the phone and 1 on the TV because I don't like that link, CeeLo. And go get some Arby's with your coupons. There you go. So there is pin message in there above. There you guys. You got to get to watch that.
Regular qualifying, and for the 2 groups, you've got all 4 Hendrick Motorsports cars making it through. You've got the 2 of the 3 Spire Motorsports cars, 1 for Stuart Haas, 3 of the Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas. Pretty good spread there, but power from Hendrick Motorsports. As we check in with Kim.
Yeah, what a big story from Spire Motorsports last weekend. All 3 cars finished in the top 10 for the first time. Carson Hocevar finished in the 3rd place, then backs it up this weekend, moving on to the 2nd round of qualifying. What have you and this team hit on recently?
I don't know. Maybe the calendar's just gotten a little later in the year that we've just been able to, have our process really well. Be able to, finish 3rd on Sunday was super strong, and then be able to come here, get to round 2. It's no small feat, and reminds me a lot of Darlington. I didn't like my lap at all, and I didn't think it was going to be able to transfer. So I think that shows.
So Chase Elliott was in the top 5. I was wrong. Sorry about that.
To,
biggest shocker, Denny.
Perfect lap time or be up high on the board. Hopefully we can just be 1 spot better, similar to Darlington, but. Luke Lambert, this whole group, Jeff Dickerson's here. We had to run good.
Glad to see you, DJ.
Man, but Delaware Life Chevrolet is really strong, and excited to see what we can do here. But big starting spot for Sunday, which track position is really big here.
Carson mentioning Darlington. He qualified in the second position there. We'll see what he can do in the second round at Bristol.
Well done, young man. Remember, he's only 21. His first season in Cup. Another great qualifying.
All right, so second round of qualifying is going to be starting here. Group A qualifying for the first 5, and then Group B for the next 5. And then we'll crown a pole winner for the Bass Pro Shops night race here at Bristol. So I hope you guys are ready to have some fun tonight. Hopefully we'll have all the cams and have the good time. We'll bring as much fun as we always do here on our channel at Bristol. And it's the first time we streamed the Bristol race this spring, but I've never done the night race here. So this should be interesting to do the weekend here. I'm always in Bristol for the race. And you can catch one of our vlogs that I did last year on the race. So check that out if you want to. It's 5 o'clock yet. I can't wait to get off work. Let's go, he says. LaJoy has been on a roll lately. 2 top 10 finishes in the last 3 races, and none of them are at super speedways. Davey says, if this race comes down to Larson and Hamlin for the win, Denny is going to give it his all. Yeah. And I mean, he probably thinks if it's down to those 2 for the win, he's going to be in the playoffs anyway. So you're saying Denny will wreck Larson, JJ says. Just an update to see how. Thanks, Raymond. What's up, clan? Good evening. CeeLo stopping for the Braves game. If you wish you have a great stream. Thank you, man. Go Braves. Go Braves, clan. Billy, there had to be a tiebreaker because Russ and Chase had the same time. Oh, so Chase did get in. See, when I saw it, that showed Ross in the top 5, so they swapped it, huh? Okay. So I was right on Chase. No, I was right on Chase, but I was wrong on Denny and Truex. I thought for sure Logano would get in there. Bristol Xfinity Series race tonight presented by the CW, and it'll be on our channel, the live audio from the CW, and we'll be bringing you the cameras that will be all on our thing tonight. So I hope you guys are ready to have some fun on the Xfinity race tonight. Looking forward to it. We'll be live in about an hour for pre-race ceremonies, and hopefully we'll have the audio on and everything.
Here in Bristol tonight, and you can catch it on the CW NASCAR Countdown live at 7 Eastern, 7:30 Xfinity Series Racing, and then a reminder tomorrow will be on USA. By the way, see that sign that young guy's holding there?
So
yes, Dale Jr.
6
is in
Central
the
tomorrow.
Series race tonight, and he's excited
6 Central
to be
tomorrow,
back
y'all.
behind the wheel of a car. By the way, we'll have the big race under the lights tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern on USA, as the drivers who made the top 10 are climbing in their cars. They are ready to go, and we'll bring it to you when we come back.
1 Ford in the top 10, pretty wild.
My moderate to severe.
Another commercial. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Only a couple eggs, few sausage, no bacon. Looking forward to the Xfinity tonight. Thanks for streaming. You're welcome. I'm back, guys. We're going to be back through the rest of the season. I won't have to worry about missing a race anymore. But we'll be back. We had a nice little back race for the trucks yesterday. Kind of a slow Thursday night, but we had NFL going on as well, so it's kind of hard to get some folks in there. But hope to get back tonight, have a good stream, and then tomorrow, same as OL. So thank you guys. You're welcome, JJ. You're welcome so much. See if we can get some more likes. We're at 200 likes. Let's see if can we get 300 likes? How fast can you get us 300 likes? Can you do it? That's your challenge. There's 537 of us here. So can you get 300 likes? That's our goal. And we'll have to keep track of the Tennessee-Oklahoma game on the ticker tomorrow. I'll probably put it on somewhere so I can watch it too as well. But I got Allgaier for the regular. I think so too. I don't think unless Allgaier wrecks and Cole Custer, Allgaier wrecks early and Cole Custer wins the race, so you could win the regular season championship, and that'll help Cole Custer because in the playoff standings he's like 6th. So Lloyd says CeeLo's fire. Thanks, buddy. You don't have more than one chat going. A good first date is a NASCAR night race. Yeah. Bash Pro Shops, man. We had a great time last year. It was a lot of fun. And then the whole Denny, I beat your favorite driver thing came out and all that. So as I threw into our vlog this week, I thought it was a fitting. It's right. If you hit the like button, your favorite driver will win. That's right. So first out's going to be Larson, I guess. If she likes NASCAR also, is right.
This place evokes so many feelings, so much excitement. The history, the prestige of racing and winning at Bristol Motor Speedway, and especially under the lights. Oh yeah, and there's occasionally some raised tempers as well. Speaking of being raised, check this out. I can see you in there, Jeff. You've been taking Steve and I for rides in the pace car every week. Maybe we can sort that out for you.
There you go, Larson.
I'll tell you who you're not going to see in there.
Who?
Oh no, Chase is first.
Even up this high above Bristol.
Welcome back.
Chase is first.
We're in qualifying mode. It's the top 10. This is Chase Elliott. Let's get to it. Things are going to happen fast.
Still get 2 laps. Not everyone ran 2 laps the first time, so a little variety of tire in the field. And how will your car balance change now that the laps on tires are there? They don't drive exactly the same the second time out, Jeff. So, and who's made the adjustments?
Oh, Group B's on the inside, not the outside. Group B is inside, not outside.
Track is completely shaded now. A little bit of sun right here off of 4. But mostly track temps down.
32 there. Good job today, fellas. Let's see where it stacks us up.
15.32 for Chase.
Not good.
15.320.
Way too hard.
Chase Elliott. Here comes his teammate. All 4. Remember, we mentioned it before we went
All
to
right.
the break. All 4 Hendrick
Lawson.
Motorsports Chevys are in this top 10. No Team Penske Fords. That's a bit of a shock.
Lawson.
The Penske's all had good pace practice, but did not bring it to qualifying.
Clock says green for Kyle Larson. Head-to-head up against one of his teammates.
Much quicker than Chase.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Wow. Man, that's the fastest lap we've seen in 18.
Sure is.
Yeah, a little more of the car on that second lap, and it just wouldn't take it. Had to shut it down.
Phenomenal effort.
All right, Denny
from
next.
Kyle Larson. Now here's the man who has won the
All
last
right,
2
we go.
races here in Bristol, Denny Hamlin.
Let's go,
and
Denny.
A win would be something magical tomorrow to just ease the pain of what has transpired over the last
See,
few
Kimberly.
races.
I really like to hear what he and Chris Gabehart were talking about coming to this racetrack. Chris Gabehart, as crew chief, was this is our house, and we're going to come here and we're going to dominate. We're going to get done what we need to get done. I love the fact that they were just owning it.
That's
And
right.
The first 2
It's
races
our
had
house.
not gone well, but they were coming to a place they felt like they could make things happen.
I love.
This first lap is close. It's close to Larson. Can he get it back on the second lap?
Try
Nothing
again.
in at 600ths of a second. Punches the throttle. Comes to the line. Denny Hamlin. 15.269 is the time that stands for
Not
the 11.
fast enough.
Gabe Hart knows and Denny knows that rarely is there 8 100ths between the first and the
Boston
second
accent,
row. So
CeeLo.
he has a
Boston.
couple more to go in his group. He could
The
fall
car.
back a couple more rows.
All right, Truex.
If
Let's see
Truex
those
and Bell
19s.
can outrun the 11.
A high starting position would work wonders for Martin Truex Jr., trying to stay alive in his final Cup season, stay alive in the playoffs to go through to the round of 12.
Truex.
He's got a shot right here. Was not able to carry speed into 3 the way he wanted to. Good exit speed.
Couldn't carry the speed in, but man, he was back to the gas with commitment, wasn't he, Jeff? I was impressed with him.
Could this lap be better?
It's close.
Looks like he lost the bottom that time on entry, drove in. And on that bumper cam, you see kind of the nose of the car up the racetrack.
15.202 is the time for Martin Truex Jr.
It happens quick, doesn't
Truex. Me too.
You know what's crazy?
Sorry.
Good shake to the
How fast they look.
So Chase down because of that stupid Group A, Group B stuff. Chase is down to row 4 already.
Kyle Larson and Cliff.
All right, here's Christopher Bell. He's on the pole,
Pretty
guaranteed.
intense most of the time. Cliff for sure. Cliff Daniels takes his job, as they all
Thing
do,
looks
very
like a
seriously,
tank.
But he's just plugged in. And you kind of get one look out of the crew chief.
Christopher Bell was spectacular in his earlier qualifying run, where he laid down a time and laid down some big black.
Not fast enough.
Exiting turn 4. His first lap sees a 15.242.
Nope.
And the grip just
spoke wrong on that
one.
one.
Go away on the 20. I don't think he has this second
DK,
lap
thanks for subscribing.
in him. So Kyle Larson will be the fastest of the first group.
So provisional. So third
Christopher
row
Bell
for
Chase down to row 5.
Adam Stevens, good to see him back at the track when he came back for the playoffs after a long time on the sidelines recovering from surgery.
Now Group
I had to
B.
get on him at Watkins Glen. I walked up, started talking to him, and he like reaches over and grabs a jacket, slides it. I'm like, hey, whoa, buddy, you're back from 2 knee surgeries. Let's not be thinking you're all of a sudden going to start helping the guys in the garage. Why don't we just stand here, sip the coffee? But he's intense, right? He wanted to just jump right back in.
He looked like nothing was wrong with him.
I know.
I was like, it was shocking to see how good he looked.
So ready for the next group to come in qualifying. Before we get there, let's remind ourselves why we are excited about tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's not on accident that they have Bristol as the cutoff race for the first round of our playoffs.
The atmosphere of Bristol is just unlike any other.
I'm ready to rip somebody's freaking head off.
If you're close or outside looking in, you gotta be pretty aggressive.
Bristol, baby.
You have to conquer it.
Bristol, baby! Hell yeah! What a race! Let's go! Yeah! That's awesome. Bristol night, baby!
Hell yeah, boys. Great work, DH. For the love of the game, it is the Bristol night race.
And Martin Truex Jr. has completed his qualifying lap. You said, I wish I could have just gone a little bit faster. What did you need there? Give yourself a grade on that qualifying lap.
It was an A. It wasn't an A+. Definitely had just a little bit more in it, I think. But, you know, it's really good.
I mean, he was
really
fast
good
in
day for us here
practice,
with,
too.
Our best Pro Shops Camry. And, you know, we can see the front. That's a great thing here. It's probably going to be my best ever starting spot. So good time to do that. But proud of the guys who worked hard all week to get prepared for this. And feel like we're in the ball game. So
it's the hat.
Just got to hope we can do really good for 500 laps tomorrow night and have a shot at the win.
Bringing Truex good luck.
Good stuff. Thanks, Kim. Great to hear from Martin. And well done. Here we
Here's
go.
Hocevar.
Next group. Kyle Larson sits on the provisional pole position for the Bass Pro Night Race tomorrow night. This is the youngster, Carson Hocevar.
And already in the green, this group was a little quicker in general, but we couldn't tell if it was track condition or not. But it looks to me that a lot of speed. Remember, this was the slowest of the 5 cars, and he's going to be right there at 21. Good lap so far.
They're trying to ask a lot of the car, and right in the middle of the corner and corner exit, he wasn't able to stay the bottom. Entered on the first lap with good speed, rolled the middle with good speed, but just couldn't.
See, this is what's dumb
keep it
about
on exit.
this. On NBC's thing, it's got Hocevar on the outside pole, even though Truex
They
is
have
faster
two
than
cars
him.
qualifying in the top 10.
So
That's
dumb.
coming off Watkins Glen, where all 3 cars finished the race.
All right,
in
we
the
go.
top 10. These
LaJoy.
guys have got some momentum happening right now.
Yeah, and a little turbulence in the world of Corey LaJoy. The announcement today that starting at Kansas, he'll start driving the Rick Ware car. We know he's not returning to Spire. Could he go ahead and sit on his first career pole the same weekend?
Time's going away from him.
It's Bristol, baby. Junior started the phrase, it's Bristol, baby. There you go.
I think Jeff, he may have said I overdrove. Couldn't quite understand it.
Tell me in 5 more seconds, I would have said. Just do your thing.
Joy, second row.
Well, he's going to be disappointed with that lap, but nonetheless, a top 10
So this is dumb.
starting spot.
LaJoy
Can't be
is
disappointed with
7th, but on the TV, they have him 3rd.
All right, now we have 3
I don't understand
playoff drivers remaining.
Right, exactly
Byron,
like this
Briscoe,
leg.
and
Like,
Bowman.
this is dumb. You got 2 cars ahead of the other guys that are
Watches
faster.
on with interest.
Here's Willie
He has
B.
5 poles this season. He and Michael McDowell share that honor. There's a very good chance of this being number 6. Here we go, it's in the green. His teammates taking the fight to him. William Byron to the top.
Ooh, Willie B. Exactly, Andrew. So that moved Larson over, which moves Holstevar still in a spot where he doesn't belong.
What'd you like about that, Steve?
I loved how he can keep the left front connected to the yellow line all the way around to that 2/3 mark.
Here's Briscoe.
Doesn't leave the corner, Jeff. As you talk, as he asked those front tires for more and more grip, they responded. I really liked it because it looked in control. It didn't look fast, yet it was. That's when cars handle the best. Briscoe climbs the hill to get this big run off turn 4. I also like that coming to the green. Will it pay off?
Rolled the middle really well.
It is super tight. Keep watching it now. You see
He's in
screen
the red.
for the first time. Now it comes back a little bit. This will be close. Chase Briscoe, provisional 2nd row.
Saw that left front leave the yellow line just a couple feet earlier than he wanted.
15.170.
Grips in the front tires on lap 2. It was so subtle, Jeff, but you and I both saw it. At like a car length too early, the front tires left the yellow line.
Has to be happy with that, though. I know he'll be a little bit disappointed, but the end result is what matters. And if you would have told him 3 weeks ago what was the situation going to be, win, get in the playoffs, and have 2 good, solid first races.
All right, here we go. Bowman.
In the top 10.
Does he ruin the party?
You would have loved it.
I know you said driver.
What
of the playoffs
happens
was
here?
Austin Cindric, and I agree so far. But maybe the honorable mention has to be for Alex Bowman having just a great playoff run.
He's going up against 2 of his teammates to put the 48 on the front row. There's William Byron watching on. Provisional pole sitter. This is the last challenger.
That was a good corner, even though I thought he missed turn 1 a little bit. This car has a ton of speed.
He's going to the
Yeah,
top.
he's going to be on the front row, y'all.
P1.
P1. Alex Bowman.
We're good.
Look at that.
Good, all right. We're really good. Alex Bowman on the pole for the Bristol night race.
Where
It
the
doesn't get
heck
much better
did
than
that come
That
from?
was such a solid lap. And how about Hendrick Motorsports?
Right, I get it, Jay Blake.
All 4
It's just
cars
it's
in the
just
top
dumb
10.
the way it's
Stevie,
set
when
up
was
like
the last
that.
time Bowman was on the pole? Chicago. What did he do?
Called it.
yeah.
That's right, you did, Kelly.
People ruled him out, and he made it happen.
Another genius
there.
idea by France
Talking
family.
about me.
That's
Where's
right.
the 43? I'll tell you where he is here in a
See
second.
right here, playoff cars take up the front. Well, 7
Yeah,
of the
you
front 8
did.
spots. Corey LaJoy, row 4, so well done.
All Hendrick.
Fantastic effort from
Hendrick
Alex
Power,
Bowman.
Jamie
Pardon me, I
says.
misspoke. He wasn't on the pole in Chicago.
We'll be back here
I
at
was gonna give
6
him the
p.m.
pole and the
Central,
West
y'all, in about
confusing him with
50
the win,
minutes.
pardon me. So, here's that reminder again, programming reminder. CW Countdown Live in preparation for the Xfinity Series race, 7 p.m. Eastern, racing at 7:30. And the same time slots for tomorrow for the Cup race, Countdown to Green at 7 Eastern. That's on USA, though. And then We'll go racing under the lights here in Bristol at 7:30 p.m. Let's go down to Kim Coon. It's going to be a happy Alex Bowman.
It is a happy Alex Bowman gets his first pole of the season when it matters most, an elimination race, and you are on the pole. How big is this for you and the team headed into tomorrow night?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I felt like, you know, we're obviously in a pretty good spot in points. We qualified like 400th here in the spring, so definitely studied hard and worked hard to try to come here and be better. And we're okay in practice. I feel like I struggled on the top of 1 and 2 a little bit. But,
I think so, Larry.
Had a really awesome car in qualifying. Just really proud of everybody at Hendrick
He was out of the
Motorsports.
top 10, Cyrus.
He gave me a really fast Ally 48 Camaro, and that's what mattered today.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
A monster of a lap from Alex Bowman as he'll lead the field to green in tomorrow night's race.
And Kim,
issues with idiots, yeah, right?
Hendrick Motorsports.
It's just a dumb. I understand what they're trying to do, but
so
like,
there you have it. Practice and qualifying for the Cup Series. We'll see them race tomorrow. Xfinity Series racing tonight on the CW.
all right, so we'll see what happens tonight on the CW. You guys want to watch it on the CW or watch it here with us? We're gonna be here no matter what. We're gonna try to test the waters and see how it brings. But we're always going to be here for you guys. So make sure you hit the like button for us. Did we finish? Nope, didn't get to the 300 likes. Only 237, but that's okay. Hit the like button for us if you haven't on the way out. If you're not leaving, you can hang out right here. I'm going to transport you over to the next race. You don't even have to do anything. If not, you can also look at the pinned message above or below, wherever you are, below, above. And it'll be actually above you in the chat, below me if you're watching on your phone. But click on that link, it'll take you straight over there as well. So thank you guys so much for everything. Congratulations, Alex Bowman, Willie B on the front row for tomorrow's Bass Pro Shops night race. Looking forward to that. So CW here in about 45 minutes. We'll be live. We'll see you soon for the Xfinity race. All the good stuff. And I want to thank lovely wife Spain. I hope you feel better. I'm sorry I got you sick. I want to thank my mods for moderating, my members for giving their hard-earned money back to the channel. And I want to thank CK for subscribing, Kimbo becoming a member again, and Chris Jackson for subscribing as well, and also all the private subscribers as well. As we're trying to get to 22K this weekend. That's our goal. We'll see if we make it or not. I'm not sure, but hopefully we can. So we'll see you soon in about 45 minutes. Get you a snack, get you a drink, and some short track racings on a Friday night at the Bristol Motor Speedway. It's Bristol, baby. That's right. The great American gladiator, last gladiator track. So let's see you in a bit. Peace out. Love you guys. See you in 45.